How are we doing? Welcome back to the broadcast. Welcome back to the broadcast. Cut the music. Cut the music. We're here. How is everybody doing? It's not December. It's January 14th, 2026. And we're back. We're back here on stream. Gonna have a good one today. There's plenty to talk about today. There's plenty that's happened in my life since the last time we streamed, so I'm very excited to get into all of it. Real quick before we do, I want to give a thank you to our members in chat. Thank you, and hello, Soul Maxwell. Good to see you. Eddie's Roses, Lucky RMST, Tomas, Jude, Tyler, ZJ13, Goat, Carter. Let's see. And that's it. That's great. Thank you, guys. A boy growing himself a beard? No. Sometimes, man, I just forget to shave. Sometimes I just don't feel like shaving. It's a thing for me because when I shave, it gives me a rash, and so sometimes I don't want to deal with that, and I don't want to do that on stream. So we're gonna rock the scruff. We're gonna rock the scruff for a day, and that's fine. Did you go to Disneyland at the 7th, 8th, or 9th? When did we go? That the rumors are true. What you read in the title is correct. It is not clickbait. I went to Disneyland. I went on the 9th. I was there on the 9th. Bro wants to be Marty so bad. Who doesn't, man? Well, I take that back. I take that back. But, I mean, I think we should all be... I think, I've been reflecting a lot on what is... the attitude we should be going into 2026 with. And I think Marty Supreme kind of set the tone. There's a limit, but I think we should all be, ambitious and ambitious in a way that's like unapologetically ambitious. Like don't try to be mysterious anymore. Mystique is gone. Like, we're not doing that. Didn't Lorde say that in a song, that Mystique is dead? I agree. I'm like, that's the kind of energy I'm going into 2026 with, is I'm putting it all out there. I'm going hard. Like, we're going to accomplish some shit this year. Not that we didn't last year, but I want to be Marty Supreme in that way. Even though he didn't really, he kind of accomplished some things. You could argue that's the point of the movie, is that he didn't end up that successful, all things considered. But thoughts on Rip? I'm excited for the Rip. I like it. After watching The Town, I'm kind of like, I think I'm on board with whatever this is about to be. Cars, can you do a video where you watch a film from every country to get the full green map on Letterboxd? I've thought about it. It's a really tough thing to achieve, just so you know. I've looked it up. There's some countries where there actually haven't been any movies produced or filmed. It's a hard one, but I think it's possible. I did see Nirvana the band with the Q&A, yes. It was very good. And it was much better than... I was a little nervous because I actually saw Blackberry, Matt Johnson's previous film, at the Music Box at the Chicago Critics Film Festival 3 years earlier. And it was great. I loved the movie. But he kind of... The moderator just couldn't reel him in, Matt Johnson. And so Matt Johnson basically took over the Q&A and did a giveaway, and well after they were allowed to be doing the Q&A, just kept pointing to people and kept answering people's questions. And I kid you not, in my head at least, it went on for 45 minutes. And that's fine, give the fans what they want. But there was another screening right after it for Passages, of all films. That was down the block. I believe it was rainy and cold that day. That part I could be mad. That part I don't really remember, but I'm pretty sure there was an issue. And so I was kind of like, God, I hope he doesn't do this again. Because it's also I know what you're thinking, just get up and leave. But sometimes it's kind of awkward to get up mid Q&A in a full room of people, and it's just one guy getting up. That's how I felt at Marty Supreme when it was the movie ran late, but there was a Josh Safdie Q&A after the fact, and I was like, well, I got to stay for that. And so we're basically doing a Q&A with Josh Safdie at 1 a.m. And if you've watched any Josh Safdie interview from Marty Supreme, you know that the man does not shut the fuck up. And so he was just rambling for 20 minutes off the first question. And halfway through the Q&A, I was like, I think I need to leave. I'm really tired. And it's 1 a.m. and I'm not really getting anything out of this. So And it was awkward. It's always awkward. Anyway, I don't know why I went on that rant just now. But John, you're here. I didn't think John was going to be here. Good to see you, John. I thought, aren't you on a flight? Aren't you boarding a flight soon? I guess it's only one. Everybody say hello to our mod, John. I spent a lot of time with John this week. We went to Disneyland together. And I have the list of all the rides we went on. And I was going to briefly cover all of them. I don't give a fuck what everybody else wants. That's what we're going to do. Today's my birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Walter. Assuming that that's the case. You can just like tell people it's your birthday anywhere and everywhere, and they'll believe you. But, you know, I that said, I'm not any different. I will believe you. So happy birthday. Good to hear it. Did you hear the evil queen got fired? Who's the evil queen? I don't understand what you're talking about. A Disneyland ride tier list? I was literally thinking about doing that. I was like running a little bit late today. This is the latest I've ever watched a movie before the broadcast. And the movie today is Dr. Strangelove, by the way. It was a rewatch, so it wasn't like, you know, I was discovering it for the first time. But I was like really cramming up until we went live. They have to have a Disneyland ride tier list, right? Disneyland Resort attractions. Oh, I can't really see them. One of these is just a picture of Mickey Mouse. That's not an attraction. That's a guy in a mouse suit. I met Max, by the way. We'll talk about that in a second. The viral evil queen at Disneyland. I'm not familiar. See, I'm like, the group I went with, including John, we're all like, they've all been there before. And even if you haven't been to Disneyland, I feel like people know the rides. And so they all thought it was like kind of shocking that I was just everything was new to me. I was discovering everything at that park for the first time. Like, I don't look this stuff up in my free time. Like, I felt like a kid just getting to discover the magic of Disneyland for the first time. It was quite the experience. It was a really good time, by the way. I've always liked Disneyland, Disney World. Well, this is my first time at Disneyland, but I went to Disney World as a kid, and I remember loving it and thinking it was way better than I thought it was going to be, and haven't been back since. And so I've always like kind of had the urge in the back of my head, but yeah, man, I had a good time. What rides made you nervous? No rides made me nervous. There were, I don't know, John might disagree with that, but I did wear Slinky Dog ears. Yes, I was very against buying any of the ears because I was like, we're already giving this institution so much money. I'm not buying the fucking $40 ears. And then my girlfriend bought the ears, and then I wore them for like half the day. Our Haunted Mansion ride almost broke. When? Like recently? Because we rode that one twice. It was Nightmare Before Christmas themed. Have you tried the Tron rides? I have not. No. Were there Tron rides at Disney when we were there, John? Jungle Cruise made Karsten really nervous. I was uncomfortable for many reasons. Has anyone? Okay. I might as well just talk about. I'll run down the rides real quick. But let me see if I can find a better list of all the attractions. This one's got 43. I again, mind you, we did not go on a lot of these. This is not good. I don't think we went on enough for me to do a tier list, to be honest. It's not gonna. Also, there's giant The Pit ads like all over the screen with Dr. Robbie's face looking directly at you, and I feel like I've seen that picture so many times in the last week. Like, I'm sick of seeing him looking at me. No, there's a Tron ride at Walt Disney World in Shanghai. Okay. Okay, let me briefly run it through you. Run it down. We started with Pirates of the Caribbean, which is the best ride. We rode it 3 times. It's phenomenal. It's an incredible ride. It's not an intense roller coaster. It's like I don't know if there's a correct term for it, but it's like a canoe down the river type situation. It's not a canoe, but it's like, you know, that's the way I'm describing it. You pass by like a restaurant where people are actually eating at the top. The animatronics were incredible. It was the first ride of the day. First of all, we got there at like 8 in the morning, left at like 11 at night. But it was the first ride of the day, and like right off the top of it, I was like, damn, I love theme parks. Like, this is what it's all about. This is insane. The level of craftsmanship, the storytelling, the sound of these things are insane. The Captain Jack Sparrow animatronic was just unbelievable to look at. There's the creepy dog with the, like, looking at the guy, or he's got the key in the mouth. You know what I'm talking about? And then my friends were explaining to me the lore, how there used to be a woman who was supposed to be like a prostitute in the ride, who had like giant jiggly boobs, and then they had to switch it up because it was just wrong. And now she has a gun. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And I was like, that's insane. That's insane. But that was the best ride for sure. It was it was like a piece of art. I was like, this is the first time I've ever ridden a roller coaster and been like, this is a piece of art right here. You got the gist? Okay, awesome. We did the Haunted Mansion one, which I personally really liked. Same kind of deal, kind of a story. You know, great animatronics, very immersive, a really cool elevator effect where it seems like the walls are like dripping or like extending before you, and the way they do it, it's like there's a lot of cool illusions, especially with like this glass panel that acts as like a screen to make it seem like there are ghosts below you. I thought that was really cool. I mean, the technology throughout the park is just it's just crazy. I didn't get the authentic Haunted Mansion experience because I watched, or it was the Christmas edition, because we're still in the holiday season, I guess. So I didn't get like the true Haunted Mansion experience, but I really liked it. Also not very intense. There weren't a lot of intense ones, but I'll get to it. Tiana's Bayou, formerly Splash Mountain. Not great. Not a great ride. First of all, I don't like getting wet. I hate wet rides. I was wearing pants that take a while to dry. Yeah, it was cold. The animatronics weren't that impressive. Some of them were, but it was a lot of screens. And it was just like rides. And this is the case with a lot of Disney rides. I know this has been talked about a lot, but it's just like the screens are not fun. They're not impressive to look at. They don't wow you. And yeah, and I got wet. I was not a huge fan of Splash Mountain, even though I know that's an iconic one. I kept thinking about the photo of Young Lean and Kanye riding it, which that was the most I got out of that ride. I was like, well, they've done this too. Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, that's the one we waited in line for the longest. It was very cool. It was very cool. It had like this cool futuristic... it made it seem like you weren't on a track. It was like magnets. Like it looked like you were just floating on the ground, which was really interesting. It didn't really have it didn't have any animatronics. No. Now that maybe it did. I'm trying to remember. It was a newer one. And while I prefer something with animatronics, it was still very cool from a technology standpoint. Like there was a lot of really cool, crazy tech. I did not go to the Avengers campus. Did they have an Avengers campus? We went to Disneyland, by the way. We didn't hit the California Adventure Park. Is that what it's called? Okay, yeah, California Adventure Park. Yeah, we didn't go there. Also, I before I miss it, Amoeba, thank you for becoming a member. I didn't mean to gloss over that. Thank you. There were a couple Kylo Ren animatronics. Yes. But that one was cool. We did a few of the smaller ones, like Pinocchio and Mr. Toad. Snow White later in the day. Those were all great. I like those a lot. I don't really understand waiting in line for more than like 10 minutes for those because they're so short and not that crazy. But they're fun. And I kept thinking about the fact that like there's probably people who have done like shrooms at Disneyland and done those rides, and those are like probably insane to ride on drugs because they're like screaming at you and the colors are crazy and it's a really disorienting experience. But those were cool. We did Matterhorn, which was the Yeti. I don't remember seeing a Yeti on that ride, but that was like it's like a big mountain. That one was pretty intense. It was very cool though. I liked that one, though very jittery, and thought my arms were going to fall off. The Nemo submarine. I got to talk about the Nemo submarine. This ride, it's in water. It's probably, I will say, like all of the technology at this park, this was probably the most advanced one. There were like 5 Yetis. I don't remember them at all. I blacked out. The Nemo one was pretty crazy, though it wasn't a very good ride. I was thinking about like the amount of work that goes into like making an underwater ride and like having to, get the screens right with the timing because it's not on a track. No, like it's an actual, like, I don't know how it works, but basically you're underwater. It's very claustrophobic. What you're getting out of it is not that special. It's like the story's not very good. It's really forced. They're trying to make it feel like the Finding Nemo story, but it doesn't make any sense at all. There's like some cool bubble stuff, and like it's more fun to think about and appreciate from afar than it is to actually ride. So if you ever go, you know, I don't recommend, like, it's not the best ride in the world, but it might be worth doing if you're gonna. It is on a track. How is there a track underneath that you can't see? That's crazy. What's next? It's a Small World. One of the worst rides. Thought It's a Small World was pretty weak. Especially like the holiday version. I'm sure it's great normally. And I remember going on the Small World at Disney World when I was a kid and loving it. Thinking, I know everybody thinks it's annoying. It is annoying. But I was like kind of really into it. It felt like I really was like transported somewhere else. And the animatronics were fun and creepy in just the best way. Here, it felt very thrown together. Like, it felt like a class project. You could see like the Velcro straps. You could see like things. You could see the ground. You could see the ceiling. Like, tiles had fallen off. It was way too bright. It just felt so like it wasn't professional. It wasn't the kind of quality I expect from Disney. But the exterior of the building itself was really beautiful. That's what's in the background of the thumbnail for this video. Indiana Jones, one of the best. That one, we waited pretty long for that one, and that I would say is worth it. Just the journey of getting you there. The line is in itself pretty cool. And then the actual ride is insane. They got fire. They have a bridge. They have giant snakes. The way they do the spears flying at you effect with the air on each side is incredible. It's just funny. It's fun. I mean, that's like one of my favorite movies of all time. So I was just happy to be there. I was really happy to just be riding an Indiana Jones thing. And then the boulder was crazy. I will say, like, it seems like it broke a lot, and the timing was slightly off the second time we rode it compared to the first time. So, like, and the timing really has a lot of, I don't know. It changes the whole experience if it's off. Like, I want to see the rock almost hit you. But that was really cool, all that said. Tiki Room. Skip the Tiki Room. That's all I gotta say. You don't gotta do the Tiki Room. It was, you know, I dozed off for a solid 15 minutes. It felt like an hour in there. It was not that great. Jungle Cruise. Skip Jungle Cruise. I don't know if this is has anyone here been on Jungle Cruise at Disneyland? Don't skip the Tiki Room. I'm looking out for the viewers, man. Tiki Room 5 stars. I don't know if it's 5 stars, man. Tiki is 15 minutes. Hot takes, bro. Jesus. I didn't know we were going hard for Tiki Room. We went on Pirates of the Caribbean 3 times, yes. Jungle Cruise, the ride is great. I love being on the river. I love all the monkeys. There were a lot of monkeys on that one of which had a gun, which if you're like on the outskirts of that ride, you can every now and then hear the gun going off, and I'm like, that's that monkey again. He's still shooting that gun. Love the monkey animatronics. Love all the animals on that ride. Our host, I don't want to be mean. I'm not going to get into it. She was like trying out her stand-up material, and it was a tough listen. It was like, however long that ride was, it was damn near unbearable. I like couldn't even look up. I was so uncomfortable. And John can speak on it. Like, I was visibly upset because I'm not very good at hiding my emotions like that. And so I felt kind of bad. It's like I was sitting pretty close to her, and she was probably like, this asshole. Oh, and the worst part, it's always an open mic scenario. That's what I thought, because I'm like, what? Like, obviously, like, they have to do that for the way the ride works. It's like a boat tour, but at Disneyland. I didn't know. Of course, I didn't fake laugh. I couldn't, man. I couldn't even muster up a fake laugh. It was painful. It was really painful. And I looked visibly unhappy. And to make matters worse, the only time this happened all day, by the way, we're getting off the ride, and the person helping us off the rides was like, oh my God, I love your videos. And I was like, oh gosh, now they're going to think like that guy's an asshole in real life, because their coworkers are going to be like, he looked pissed on the ride. So it was just a negative experience. I was just mad. I was sad. I was like, I just wanted to look at the monkeys in peace. I think that should be a silent ride. I think it should be a silent ride, is my take. Space Mountain, one of the highlights of the day. Loved Space Mountain. Felt very old school, plain and simple. Very, like, that's what Jungle Cruise should be. Like, just cut the bullshit. Just give us what we want. Just a complete sensory experience. Just, I mean, you can't really see anything in there, but it's the way the stars all kind of blend together. You really feel, I'm like, I have no idea where I am. I don't know how big this ride is. We could just be going in a circle. The music was great. The music was like this drum and bass soundtrack. I was like, and the whole time I was like leading up to it, because I know nothing. I know nothing about this park. I was asking John, I'm like, so what's the story here? And he's like, you'll see. And I was like, what's it based on? And he's like, space. And I was like, I don't know what he's talking about. That's literally the answer. It's literally just based on space. There's nothing to it. You're just whipping through space. And that's honestly the shit, man. Like, I love the story stuff, but sometimes I'm kind of like, well, if you can't get a story right, I think you should just embrace the fact that you're a roller coaster, right? Like Finding Nemo, throw it out the door, just give us some fish and call it a day. And it'd be great, man. It'd be great. Train ride around the park. Yeah, we took the train. That was fun. Do the train. There's some surprises that I'm not going to spoil. I was not aware what the train ride was. I thought it was just a train to get you from one part of the park to the other, but they managed to make that a ride in itself. So check that out. Pirates again. Cantina bar. Oh yeah, we went to the Cantina bar at Star Wars. I gotta say, by the way, I don't think I really touched on this with the Star Wars ride, but the whole Star Wars park is insane. I was blown away by it. It was beautiful and felt like I was completely in another world. The level of detail and the constructions of the buildings, all of the little props and the storefronts, it was so sick. I was like, wow, I am like very impressed by this. It was incredible, man. I mean, I was really into it. It was as like, you know, you go into these things and you have your expectations, and it like surpassed them. I was like, this is as magical as it should be. And I was really into it. And even going to the Cantina bar, I was like, this is really fun. I wish the Cantina bar had like more to it than what it was. You're forced to stand at a, the way it works. I was kind of like, this is going to be awesome. A cocktail bar in Star Wars. How could this go wrong? And you have, 45 minutes maximum there. You can order 2 drinks max, which, you know, you don't really want more than one, because these drinks are, the prices are absurd. It is absurd what they're charging for these drinks. But yeah, you get 45 minutes. We didn't even get a place to sit or anything. We were at a standing table the whole time. It's pretty packed, so it's like you can't really move around. So really, you're just kind of like forced to sit there or in our case, stand and drink a really overpriced sugary blue drink and admire the surroundings and look at the robot DJ as he plays like the worst music you've ever heard in your life. But that said, it was a fun experience. Thunder Mountain. We did Thunder Mountain, which was very, very cool. We did it at night, so it's like you couldn't really see anything, which made it very scary. I also believe that's the one someone got decapitated on a long time ago. I was looking... I want to say hour 9 into this journey, I went on Wikipedia when we were waiting in line and just looked up all of the deaths that have happened at Disneyland, and that was, you know, very interesting. On top of all the different incidents that have happened. Very interesting. Not a lot, to be honest. All that said, you would think more would happen here. But KJ, thank you for the super chat. The other day I saw Bradley Cooper's newest film, Is This Thing On? Will Arnett seriously needs to start taking more leading roles as a film actor? I agree. I think that movie's pretty good. It's not great, but it's pretty good. And Will Arnett's amazing. And I if nothing else, I hope this just puts him in that path. I agree. Yeah, Thunder Mountain was crazy. Thunder Mountain was a good time. I kind of regret not doing that one earlier in the day. I wish we could have done that one a couple more times. because it was very cool. Pirates again. What's Cafe Bayou? Is that where we got dinner? We did Indiana Jones again. At a certain point, we just started repeating things. We did Mickey and we went to Toontown near the end of the day, which is where it comes alive, by the way. That is when you want to go to Toontown. We did Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which was very fun. Similar, it was kind of a mix of those like smaller like Pinocchio rides mixed with the Rise of the Resistance ride, where it's like you're on a track, but you don't really feel like you're on a track. It's very cool. I also missed a super chat a while back. Thank you. Sorry about that. Gabriel, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Sorry I missed that. My bad. Got too into talking about Tiki Room. I'm almost done, by the way. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Very fun. And then Roger Rabbit, it's also another small one, but you have a wheel and you can like spin your cart as much as you want. I chose to spin it as much as possible because that's how I am. We did Snow White. I already talked about that. And then Pirates of the Caribbean again. And we did the Treehouse, which was fun. I didn't realize there's no line for the Treehouse. You can just go up there. Anyway, we did a pretty good job. We rode basically all the hits. I don't think we missed any big ones. Am I wrong? I really wanted to do the what's it called? Autopia? Autotopia? It's a bad name. Where you're on a car. I really wanted to do that one, but everybody in my group was like, it sucks. And I was like, all right, well, I just wanted to drive a car. But I looked at it and I don't think you're really driving the car, which makes sense. It was a solid day. It was an exhausting day. You know, it was a very, you wanted to do Peter Pan. Well, Peter Pan, that's like, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I haven't done it, but I'm like, wasn't that just more of the same for Pinocchio and Mr. Toad and Snow White? Isn't it just that same genre of ride? Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think of Dead Man's Wire? It's good. The trailer's pretty rough, but it's a good movie. As far as like those true crime adaptations go, if that's what you want to call it. What's his name? Bill Skarsgård is very good in it. Dacre Montgomery's very good. Like those two lads are going crazy in it. Don't go in expecting a lot of Al Pacino. I don't think you were, but it's a good movie and it looks good. It certainly looks pretty good too. That's what I'm saying. Like Peter Pan has the long wait times for what is, I'm pretty sure, a pretty small ride. Jude, thank you for the super chat. What are your thoughts on starting a movie one day and finishing it another day? Do you think that diminishes the experience and do you try to avoid it? I've done that several times. Because we just did it for, oh my God, the title's so hard to remember. The first movie I watched this year, The Night is Short, Walk On Girl. We started it and I was like falling asleep because I was so tired and it was like late at night. And the movie itself is like borderline incoherent, kind of disorienting. And I felt like I was in a dream while watching it and dozing off in and out. And so I was like, we got to just run this back tomorrow. And we didn't start it over, but we picked up where we left off and it was fine. I think it's like, that's fine. You know, there's certain movies where like it would kill the momentum, but most movies, it's like, it's not a big deal. Thoughts on the TV Globe Awards? Yeah, I didn't really touch on those. I mean, they're not very surprising. TV is so, like, TV from an awards standpoint is so boring because it feels like they pick their favorites and then they win everything for that season. Like this year it's Adolescence, which I liked. It's like the miniseries will always go to the same show. The drama will always go to the same show. The comedy will always go to the same show. And that's for every single award. The one place you might get like a mix-up is in the acting awards, but even then they'll just kind of keep giving it to the same people. And so I'm like, I don't really have a lot of thoughts. It's like, yeah, The Pit won. Again. It was interesting when Succession was doing its thing because like they would always give it to Succession in the acting awards, but it was kind of like which actor's gonna get it, which was fun. But yeah, it's like I don't know. There like after that run that the Bear had, where it won every single thing, and Jeremy Allen White won every single thing. It was just kind of like, what? Why are we even? But yeah, Raya was cool. That was exciting. You're right. That was surprising. And yeah, the studio's just gonna be, that's the new The Bear. That's all it is. It's like they pick a show and they run with it, and that's just how it goes. I have not started The Pit season 2 yet. No, I have one episode left of the last season. My this is silly, but I guess this is my job. My watch schedule right now is insane, and I've just had zero time to watch anything just for me. I like, this was supposed to be Japanuary, and I've watched 0 Japanuary movies. I've watched 0 Paul Newman movies. I went to see The Long Goodbye last night in 35mm at the New Beverly, and which was, first of all, like one of the best movie going experience. Like that is the best place to see that movie, is like in 35mm in Los Angeles with a packed crowd. I mean, it was just so great, man. I love that movie so much. But like, you gotta, like, they were playing they play trailers for like movies that have to do with the current movie beforehand, and they play the trailers on film, which is very cool. And they play a trailer for Harper, which is it's basically The Long Goodbye, but with Paul Newman. And it literally starts with the trailer voice being like, "Yep, that's Paul Newman." And I got so excited. John, I think you were in the bathroom, but I damn near leapt out of my seat. I was so happy. I was like, yes, man. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. I'm so into Paul Newman for no reason, especially after watching The Long Goodbye. Like, because after the first time I watched The Long Goodbye, I was just like obsessed with Elliot Gould. I didn't binge his work or anything, but I was just like, that's my favorite actor. Elliot Gould is the best actor ever. And now that's happening with Paul Newman. And even after watching The Long Goodbye and reminding myself how much more interesting Elliot Gould is in that than like most of the Paul Newman movies I've seen, I'm still like, there's something about Paul that just gets me, man. He's just like, he's got a face that I can't get enough of. He's got a style of acting that's just so weird and interesting. I love him, man. I love Paul Newman. Do you ever do Criterion challenges? Not really, no. But that could be fun. Are you a Paul Newman stan? At this point, kind of. I don't think I've actually seen enough. I still haven't seen Cool Hand Luke. I'm kind of saving it for a special occasion. Like, I'm waiting for the right day, because that's like the Paul Newman movie. That's like when you really that's when he really like drives the movie and is like peak cool. It's Cool Hand Luke. But there's a ton that this is actually a good idea, or a good answer to your question. I got an hour into Slapshot. I'm like losing half the audience right now. I got like halfway into Slapshot, which is the Paul Newman movie where he's a part of an amateur hockey team. And I think I've actually talked about this on stream before. I still haven't finished it, but it was fantastic. Anyway, you guys gotta watch these movies. Oh, it was such a good time. So anyway, this is the kind of stuff I want to be watching, but instead I gotta watch the Coen Brothers movies, which is not actually a chore at all. It's been a total treat. Oh, that's a good segue. I started Heated Rivalry. I can't believe I didn't lead with that earlier. I'm only an episode in. And so far, I gotta say, I understand. I'm on board with what they're doing. I don't really know. I don't know where. Here's the thing, and I'll be proven wrong, surely. But I'm like, I don't know where they'll go from here. They kind of got into what I assumed would be a season's worth of tension, all in the first episode, and I'm like, oh, we're already here. We're already doing this. So I'm just very curious where it goes. It's only 6 episodes, I believe. Am I wrong? But and I'm also shocked that guy's not Russian. I mean, what a performance. But I'm into it. I think I like it. I respect it. I'm glad it's doing really well. I think the Challengers comparisons are offensive to Challengers. And that's I'm not gonna go any further. I haven't finished it, so I could be completely wrong. I'm just like, this isn't not that, and that's not to say one is better than the other. I'm just like, these are much more different than people are realizing. Aside from the blatant like techno music ripoff that they got going on in Heated Rivalry. Although I will say that the kinds of music they're playing in Heated Rivalry is like distinctly like, feels like you're in a club. Challengers wasn't club. It worked as a movie score. We are talking about Heated Rivalry, yes. But I can't really like speak on Heated Rivalry extensively as I am not that far. Wiley, thank you for the super chat. Saw you watch Paris Blues. That's right. Let's get back into Paul Newman. I didn't really care for it, but love Paul Newman in it. Watch Round Midnight. It's similar and a better film. Round Midnight. I haven't even heard of it, but that does intrigue. That piques my interest for sure. I'm in the same boat. I was a little disappointed by that movie, but loved the vibe. Obviously, the jazz sequences are incredible, and Paul Newman's great. He's an asshole in it, but he's usually an asshole. I'm picking up on. But yeah, it's an interesting movie. Great jazz, but that goes without saying. Paul Newman week coming up, bro. It's a Paul Newman year. It's more than a week. Is Will Arnett the new Paul Newman? No. No. But I have been thinking about that. I have been thinking, like, who's the new Paul Newman? And there's two contenders. And these might be boring answers. But I think my two contenders for new Paul Newman are Austin Butler or Jacob Elordi. But I could be completely off. Those two lads take acting seriously and aren't given the kinds of material that I think they're capable of yet. Like, I don't even think we've seen them do what they really want to do yet. And that's what Paul Newman was about at the early stages of his career. He was also like really not happy about how people were always like obsessing over his looks and how hot he was in his eyes. Like, he was always trying to like go beyond just being a heartthrob. And I think that's entirely the case for Austin Butler and Jacob Elordi as well. It's like they're trying to push beyond that. Like, they know what they could do with how they look and what their like where their skills are. Those are my two contenders. And they're also both like tall and have the same attitude. But I don't know. I would lean more like Austin Butler than Jacob Elordi. But they both have big Paul Newman vibes. I do say lads a lot, and I don't mean to. It's just one of those words that just slips out very often. And then people are always like, you're not, like, that's not really the way. I'm like, I know. Is this post-Caught Stealing? I mean, kinda, yeah. Doing a movie like Caught Stealing is a very Paul Newman choice. Like, he would do some shit like that, for sure. Whereas Jacob Elordi doing Frankenstein, that's not something Paul Newman would have done. I'm acting like I'm the Paul Newman expert here. I don't know that much about him. Mama, I want a cheeseburger. Dude, ain't that the truth? That sounds great. Yet to comment on Newman's salad dressing, Karsten, fake fan. I respect the salad dressing. Don't have a huge opinion on it at the moment. Would he do Eddington? Eddington's such a movie of now that it's like hard to try and picture what the equivalent of that was at the time. And I don't know if he would have. That's not as much of a choice of his, I would say. You named your cat after Paul Newman? Like, is the cat's name just Paul Newman, or is there like a shortened version? Because Paul Newman is a funny name for a cat. Full name. Gosh, I had other things to talk about today. This week's a bit of a looser one. I mean, we're post Golden Globes. I guess I've already talked about the Golden Globes. I don't have that many extended thoughts that weren't already discussed in the video. Full name, that's that's incredible, man. That's actually incredible. I'm going to do that. My girlfriend and I have talked about getting a cat one day, and they're really sold on the name Sterling, but I kind of want to go that now. I kind of want to do something new. Charles Melton is like Paul Newman. I think you're right, actually. As far as his career, I guess the only Charles Melton performances I can think of off the top of my head are Warfare and May December, which are those are very like Newman would have done that. He would have done both those movies. Like the Guy's Guy movie and the weird like thorny art house flick. I feel like that's more actory. What director would Paul Newman work with today? I'm not gonna sit here and act like Paul Newman made great choices. I can see him being an Alex Garland fan. Not like, I don't know, off the top of my head. I could see him doing Alex Garland movies. I don't know. I'm not the expert. That was also just because Warfare was on the mind, so it was the first thing that came up. But I'm not sure. It's a tough question. Alex Garland hate in the big 2026? When did where was the hate? I just said his name. Paul Newman in an Emerald Fennell movie? This is a fun conversation. I love this conversation, man. This is... You're putting crazy things in my head. You're putting crazy visions in my head right now. Fucking Paul Newman in Saltburn. Dancing around the house naked. He would not be Barry Keoghan in Saltburn. That's not the role he would do. He would be this is a lazy answer, but he would be a Christopher Nolan guy. I think Paul Newman would do really well in like a Christopher Nolan movie. Realistically, he'd be in Landman or some shit. He'd be in he would be James Mangold's guy. For so many reasons. He would be like James, he would be his guy. Anyway. And he would elevate James Mangold to places we're not familiar with yet. But they would be a great partnership. It's like dad movie, but like he would be really good in a PTA movie. The idea of him in a PTA movie would be crazy. He would be in Scorsese movies. I got some news for you. He was in a Scorsese movie. And he's really good in it. He's pretty damn good in it. He was in a Coen Brothers movie. They used him very well in Hudsucker Proxy. Do you have a favorite album in 2025? I've been saying Getting Killed by Geese. You're never going to find another one like me. Was he in a Lynch? He was not. He would not. He's not that. He wouldn't go near that kind of movie. I'll say that much. He wouldn't go near that. That is not the kind of actor he was. Yeah, he won his only Oscar for the Scorsese movie. Yeah. Thoughts on the Geese discourse? What's the Geese discourse? What's new? Heavy metal's very good as well. Yeah. Happy 25th anniversary to Wikipedia. True, man. Wikipedia is the backbone of this broadcast. He would 100% do a PTA. That's really in line with him, I feel like. He'd be very good in a Fincher movie, yes, because he can be very cold. This is fun, man. I'm so glad the community's on board with this conversation. I'm glad I need to that is my goal going into Monkey Mondays never really caught on. But if I can get my community on board with a Paul Newman obsession, that would be great, man. That would be so great. Cuz his movies he's obviously one of the most respected and famous and iconic actors of all time. But you look at a lot of his movies on Letterboxd and it's for Letterboxd standards, nobody's watching these movies. Nobody's familiar with fucking Nobody's Fool. I'm not familiar. Is that what it's even called? Nobody's seen Slapshot. Yeah, Nobody's Fool. And I'm like, we need to make this the thing for this new generation. We need to get into Paul Newman collectively. Did you see the recent Librarian thumbnail? Of course. Of course I did. It's always a little surprise. He's done that twice. And I'm like, I want to make it clear, like, don't stop doing it. I love it. It's also, that one was funny because it's all movies that, like, I've watched and, like, have discussed, like, fucking First Reformed and Friendship. And I forget, there were a few others, but I was like, this literally looks like one of my thumbnails. It's a crop of movies that I would definitely talk about. So what did you think of Keeper? Do you want me to get into it, man? Do you really want to start this conversation? I walked in on my roommate watching it yesterday on my, because it was in my Neon box set. And I didn't miss much. He told me I missed like 12 seconds of the beginning. So I watched the whole thing, basically. I think we're at our limit with this kind of horror movie. I think this was the logical ceiling, I guess is a way of putting it. Like, I don't know how you could go further with this, like, what's the word? I wanted to say, like, no, I'm not going to say that. But, like, the modern cabin in the woods, movies actually about trauma. There's going to be a moment in the third act where we explain the entire movie and the backstory and the trauma. There's going to be a weird thing with eyes. It's going to get trippy. We're going to do cross dissolves for like 90 minutes straight. An actress is going to scream, and the emotional reactions aren't going to make a lot of sense. I don't know. Most of the scares are meant to be like clipped out of context as interesting, like, visual moments, but like within the context of the film feel really cheap and not unearned. I mean, it's kind of like Opus. It's kind of, what's another example? I can't like think off the top of my head of like a lot of examples, which is the problem with this argument. But I feel like I've seen so, like, it's a kind of horror movie. Cuckoo was better, but it was a similar kind of movie. Cuckoo was like on the verge of being a disaster, and it wasn't great. It never really hit it out of the park the way I really needed it to. Like, it kind of crawled its way to the finish line. But I was like, it had some things to say, and it was a really interesting concept, and it looked really nice, and Hunter Schafer was great in it. And there were enough redeeming qualities about Cuckoo that I was like, I don't hate this movie at all. I wish I loved it, but I kind of am just like, that was a movie with a lot of potential that I just couldn't get behind at a certain point. Keeper just got more irritating the longer it went on. And I was just like, what are we doing? Are we just literally going to like spin our wheels and do pretty shots and make wallpapers until you explain what this is about? And then have like one scary sequence? I don't know. I really like left it with like, I was like very, not that this is a reason to not like a movie, but I left it really dissatisfied and just unmoved. I barely had a pulse that entire film. It was just a very unexciting, not scary at all. Thinks it's smarter than it actually is horror movie. And I don't know. I'm really sick of that. It's a kind of horror movie that I'm really tired of. And it was so weird going from like, also the script is horrible. The script was awful. But like, I don't know, going from the monkey, which was so goofy, I actually, it made me appreciate the monkey more. I was like, yeah, like that's like, let's work on that. Let's not go back to this. Like, he really he did something with Longlegs that I was like on board with. There was something about Longlegs where it was in that camp of horror movie. If you want to call it elevated horror, people get mad when I bring that up, but I'm like, well, what else do you want to call it? Yeah, elevated should come with like 2 quotation marks because that's what it is. It's not, no, I'm not saying it is elevated from what is usually horror. I'm saying that the movie itself thinks it's elevated horror, and sometimes it earns it, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, Longlegs works with that, and it worked as that. Keeper feels like a parody of that kind of movie. It's like, it literally is like a parody of elevated horror. So I was just like, I don't know, man. I was like, obviously they made it in like, it was kind of like why don't we just make this? Like, they made it during the strikes as like while the monkey was getting delayed. And so it was kind of like, let's just shoot this. Because we can. And it really has that vibe. It doesn't feel like something that's really anything more than that, I guess. I'm trying to think of movies where that happened, where that it was, I guess Pearl, right? And Pearl wasn't kind of interesting. But I was going to say, I'm trying to think of movies that got made as a, like, what's the term? Like on a break while waiting for another movie, or like very quickly, very impulsively. Because like when I think of Keeper, I think of like Malcolm and Marie. And I'm like, it's the same kind of thing. It's like, this feels unfinished. This feels like an experiment. And ultimately like a waste of our time. But I thought Pearl was one of those where it was like or it was something with the pandemic, right? Do you have Serialized? I have an account, but I never go on it. I need to get back on it. Who wants to help me choose what to watch on my flight? You know what I've been thinking is a really good flight movie is Broadcast News. It's a really entertaining, kind of long movie. I don't know if it's like easy to download or if you have to rent it though. I sent another super chat, Carson. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at the super chats today. Carson, I love your Color of Money video, but I'm just saying I'm its biggest fan. What if I told you I own the original film to the trailer? Just what the fuck? What do you mean you own the original film to the trailer? I think I saw the trailer footage I used in my December video was like a scan of it. So I'm like, maybe I wonder if I saw what you're talking about. But I mean, that's crazy. And also glad to see another Color of Money fan. Real recognize real. It's a good movie. If you get it, you get it. Euphoria trailer thoughts? I don't think did it drop today? Are you gonna rewatch A Serious Man for the Coen ranking? I was considering that today. I was like trying. I have my list of what is left to see, including rewatches, and I still have to. I haven't seen Miller's Crossing yet. That's the last one that I need to see that I haven't seen altogether. So I gotta watch Miller's Crossing. I need to rewatch Hail Caesar because it's been years. I need to rewatch Big Lebowski because it's been years. I actually barely remember anything about Big Lebowski. And that's it. But I was kind of like, if I need to rewatch one, I would rewatch A Serious Man and rewatch Blood Simple. Blood Simple, I think I remember enough to know. But I'm kind of like, why do I feel like I'm going to love it way more on a rewatch? I have to figure that out. But those are the 3 that I have to watch at some point in the next week. I'm going to watch one of them today. I can't tell how this video is going to go down. I'm kind of like, we're all in agreement on what the best Coen Brothers movies are. And I think I'm pretty in line with that. But there's a couple like really beloved Coen movies that aren't so high. And so I'm kind of like, gosh. But that's going to happen. There's no avoiding it. That's how lists work. Are you including their solo work? Yes. Though I'm on the fence. Only because I'm fairly certain they're done as a duo. I mean, I could be wrong. You never know. But in my opinion, I think they're done as a duo. Whereas they have 2 more solo works coming out like soon. Like there's a Joel Coen coming out this year. And I'm pretty sure Ethan's next lesbian film to round out the trilogy is coming out either this year or next year. So I'm like, it feels stupid to include the solo ones when there's still solo ones being pumped out. And it would It would make more sense to keep it contained to the duo work, which is more finalized. But I think I might just be overthinking it. I should just throw them in. Because all of the director ranks I've made, they've continued making movies. Except for Ghibli, but that video doesn't exist anymore, apparently. Because of Studio Ghibli, of all people. Thoughts on Ethan himself? As a director? Or like the guy? The funny thing about the Coen brothers is I know like nothing about them. I actually, like, compared to every other director ranking I've done, I haven't even watched an interview. Like, I don't know what their voices even sound like. Like, they're kind of mysterious. So I can't really speak on him as a guy. As a director himself, I think he's got his style, he's got his thing, you know. The movies, they're fun, but they're not. They don't really stick the same way, is I guess a way of putting it. I bet they sound like Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street. Maybe. They're kind of just around. I know, they really are just like there. And then there's the Coen brothers. And then they don't got the juice? The Coen brothers don't got the juice, is what you're saying. I don't even know what to say to that. I have nothing to add to that one. They're probably the most juiced filmmakers out there. They're the juiciest we have. The Solo movie. Apologies. Jumped the gun. Yeah. No. You're valid in that way. Is Paris Je t'aime included? No. I would have had to include that in like 5 other director ranked videos, I'm pretty sure. What film from this decade do you think looks the newest? That's an interesting question. Like, what looks the most? There's a few ways to, I think I understand you correctly, but like, there's a few ways to go with this. There's like the most technologically advanced, which would be like Oppenheimer, maybe. Oppenheimer or Dune feel like the movies with the most resources that are using the newest technology right now. Or you could be, but like realistically, the movie that feels the most like the future of what things are gonna, or like using technology of today, is The Code by Eugene Kotlyarenko or Agrodrift. Those are like the newest movies visually, but like technology wise, it's probably like Dune or Oppenheimer is like Avatar like technically, but is it not like a couple years behind because they filmed them together? Which is crazy to say. I don't know why Avatar's a harder one to get behind, but like, I don't know. No other choice, in some ways, yeah. Sinners, well, I leave like stuff like Sinners and One Battle out because they're using film, and I don't know. I think they look the best out of anything out today, but I don't know if I would call that like the newest looking movie. Nope, kinda, yeah. Eddington. I have a lot of thoughts on the way Eddington looks, which is I go back and forth on. I don't think that's the answer to this question, but I can see where you're coming from. It's one of the newest feeling movies, but the newest looking is Mercy with Pratt. We got it. I'll be there opening day. Little Amelie looks good. I'm so looking forward to it, yeah. They played the clip during the Golden Globes, and I was like, I need to see that shit like a couple weeks ago. I needed to get on that. 28 years later, as an answer to this question, that's not bad either, no. That's also valid. That's also valid. Wicked because it embodies the issues with modern movies. That's also valid. Dude, the amount of, I haven't seen it yet, but the amount of Sing Sung Blue billboards in Los Angeles is insane. That, I forget what studio's behind it, but they want that movie to get nominated for Best Picture so badly. I don't think there's a for your consideration campaign going harder than Sing Song Blue right now. They're pushing it like crazy, and I don't really, it hasn't made me want to see it anymore, though I will eventually see it. There's no way I can miss it, but I've heard it's just fine. And I'm like, I just don't have the time for this, man. I got to get around to the rest of the Paul Newman movies before I see Sing Song Blue. Primo, thank you for the super chat. Big fan of your channel and the broadcast. Appreciate you. Would you watch my short film if I sent it to you? Also, have you watched Hal and Harper yet? Peak. I've been looking to check out Hal and Harper. I've liked a lot of the Cooper Raiff movies. That's him, right? And yes, I would love to watch your short. Also, it says Pimo, not Primo. But yes, I would love to check out the short. Just I'm trying to think of the best way to send it to me. You could DM me on Instagram. I'm fairly responsive over there. At Karsten Runquist on Instagram. But thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. It's Song Sung Blue, buddy. I know, man. Well, the message said it wrong, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm dumb. Sing Song Blue? Like, it's a dumb name. Oh, yeah, there's also the self-promo channel on Discord. Sing Sing Blue. Now that I would watch. Blue, blue, blue. What else do we have in store for today? I was going to do my most anticipated of 2026, but I didn't really have a good way of like going through them on. I might save that. I might scrap that idea for today. And I might just go right into the movie discussion and then do a lot of games. It's kind of that vibe. Today's really just a let's get through it. That's not true. That's not true. But I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like I'm already, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I feel like I'm already burnt out of award season. Like, I don't feel like talking about Golden Globes or like what's coming or like the Oscar race. I'm like, we need to pace ourselves. We have a long road to go here. So we might just take it easy and play games. Please look at the Letterboxd year in review. I will be honest, I already glanced at it. It's interesting. I love the Letterboxd year in review, but I don't know if I can. I don't know what there's to say about it on stream. It's just a bunch of reviews. What about the call-in? I have it locked and loaded. But now it's been a case of like, well, I don't know, man. I don't know about. I know. I keep saying this. I say this every single week, but I'm like, maybe next week. Maybe next week. I like have it. The number is like loaded up as text, and I can just simply unhide it, and it will appear. But I'm like, why do I feel weird that people are gonna like be weird about it? Has it really been 2 months since I have announced? That's crazy. I gotta get my shit together. What call-in? So I've had this idea for a while that, and honestly, it might be like just a way to end the podcast or like a new segment where I have a call-in line and you can call this number, leave a voicemail asking for a movie recommendation based on a couple, like tell me a little bit about what you're looking for. I'll listen to it on stream and then I'll give you a personal movie recommendation. And I thought it's like an advice line, but we're for movie recs basically. So that's, but I'm like, why does it sound so sketchy? Why does it feel like a nightmare? Even though it sounds really fun. You could just do it on Discord. I don't understand Discord. It's too complicated for me. That would have to be heavily moderated. I know. Well, so I talked about it with John at Disneyland. We were having business discussions at Disney. And we were saying that, like, he would screen them beforehand. Like, he could listen to them and make sure that, like, they're either good or, like, stream worthy or something. And then I will listen to the ones that is like, those are, that would be good. But, like, to blindly click on something someone, like, sent me in voice message on stream feels like a bad idea. I don't know. I need to, like, figure out a way to streamline the process too. It's just to make it more, because we haven't really talked about it at all, and to just put a number out there feels crazy. Doctor Strangelove? Yeah, I say we get into it because there's a fair amount to say about Doctor Strangelove, so we might as well start talking about it. I will say, before we get into that, we need to nominate the movie for next week, as usual. I'm not going to, I'm open to anything, but I will skew Japanese because it is Japanuary, which is the month where I try to watch more Japanese films than usual as a way of diving deeper into Japanese cinema, which is sprawling and very interesting. I've done a very bad job this year, and I would love to make it an excuse to watch one for the broadcast. So if anyone has any interesting Japanese films, I did Ichi the Killer last year, unfortunately. Evangelion, I need to watch the whole show before I get into that. Himiko? I don't think I'm familiar. Wait, Himiko. Whisper of the Heart. That's interesting. Millennium Actress. Is Millennium Actress easy to find? Is the only thing. Can you rent it? You can. Oh, it's on HBO Max. Oh, I'm gonna push very hard for Millennium Actress. That is the final Satoshi Kon movie I need to watch, and that would be a great one to watch. Okay, Millennium Actress is for sure going in. We're for sure putting Millennium Actress in there. Love Exposure would be crazy, and I'm actually feeling up for it now. It would be a big one. It'd be a long one, but it's an essential. It's a classic, and if there's any week I'm down, it's now. I'm putting Love Exposure in there. I watched His Motorbike, Her Island last year. It's a fun movie, but I'm not going to do it again this year. Have you seen Onibaba? I have. They're doing a remake? That's crazy. It's been getting a lot of love. It kind of had a resurgence through Letterboxd, I feel like. And Willem Dafoe talked about it a lot. Aniki Bobo. I haven't even heard of that one. Maybe I have. Maybe it's a family drama. Free on YouTube, you say. That's a Portuguese film. This is interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of this. Am I looking at the right one? I'm going to watch list it. One Cut of the Dead. That's been on the watch list for a while. We don't have to do Japan, but I'm skewing Japan for sure. I just watched The Night is Short, Walk On, Girl. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. I'm for sure putting that in because it's like an essential Nagisa Oshima that I can't believe I haven't watched yet. Okay, Millennium Actress. Millennium Actress. Love Exposure. What was the other one? What did I just say? Oh, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. David Bowie. And Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. Hanabi. I also haven't heard of that one. Wait, let me look it up. Hanabi Fireworks. Fireworks, 1997. Directed by Takeshi Kitano. Oh, he did that one about the fish. It's not about the fish, but it's got the fish on the poster. This is up my alley. This looks up my alley. Ritual. I'm going to put Fireworks on the side. I'm going to look up a few more. Ritual. Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man's kind of it's a fun idea. Ikiru. I've already seen Ikiru. I'm not sure if I'm ready to jump back into... Oh, Ritual. I heard Ritual is kind of intense. Maybe I'm wrong. It seems... Also, is Ritual available to stream anywhere? Summer Wars? Is Summer Wars... It's animation. I have not seen Quaidon. What about a well, I don't know. Kitano is a filmmaker worth getting into. I know. I haven't seen anything actually. I thought I have, but they all look very interesting. Fireworks would be good. I want to make sure these are all movies that I'm like really down with is the thing. Woman in the Dunes is a banger. Let me pitch you this. On the topic of Woman in the Dunes. How are we feeling about what's the other movie called? Eyes Without a Face? Same director? No, not Eyes Without a Face. The Face of Another. I get them mixed up. How are we feeling about The Face of Another as the fourth nomination? I guess this is I can put my own in. I'll put my own in. I'll put this one in. It looks crazy, and I've always wanted to watch it. Okay, the nominees are for next week: Millennium Actress, Love Exposure, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, The Face of Another. Down with all of these. Down with every single one of these. You can vote on the poll by becoming a member. This is a members-only poll, as usual. If you'd like to not only support the channel, but participate in the poll, consider becoming a member. It really helps out, and we got other fun things as well. Play me in Snake True Nerdle, and you can get exclusive member-only videos, and anything else that comes to mind, honestly. We'll try and figure out something for the call-in next week. Millennium Actress, Love Exposure, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, The Face of Another. It is posted. I'll do Fireworks next week, but these I'm like more itching to do. And you get those fun emotes. Yes, that's true. You get my face. I think there's also a Dougal emote. Am I wrong? Yeah, you get a. Is this a Racerhead one? James? Or maybe these you don't need to be a member for. I don't really know. Anyway. In the meantime, we're going to talk about what's it called? Doctor Strangelove. Which was this week's broadcast movie. I'm very excited to talk about this one. It is probably one of the more I don't want to say, well, one of the biggest classics we've talked about for sure. Oh, maybe one of the most popular we've talked about when I look at the list. It is directed by Stanley Kubrick. Have you heard of him? Came out in 1964. The full title is Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. It is based on the novel Red Alert by Peter George. And it is one of the most respected, acclaimed, influential, popular comedies, war films, if you want to call it that, of all time. It's a Stanley Kubrick essential. Who even is that? You'll get familiar. You'll get familiar. And yeah, I'm very curious. Is this anybody's first time watching Doctor Strangelove? This was my rewatch, by the way. I've seen it before. This is a rewatch. A rewatch that I've been really itching to get around to because I remember appreciating it when I saw it for the first time a few years ago and liking it a lot. but not loving it the way it seemed the rest of the world did. So I've been really, and I even knew at the time, I was like, this seems like the kind of thing I'm gonna appreciate a lot more when I get older, or like with some time, with just more knowledge, I guess. And we'll talk about it. First time here. That's crazy, man. Worst Kubrick, in my opinion. That's crazy as well. Oh my God. This is a crazy place to start. It's a very interesting Kubrick film. It's pretty early on in his career as well. Let me look up where this comes in his career. Because it's if this is your first outside of like his big classics, like The Shining or 2001: A Space Odyssey or A Clockwork Orange, it probably feels maybe a little off-putting. But one second, I want to see where this falls. Oh yeah, you could even argue this is like the first he like really comes into like his own style. Now that I'm looking at it. Thank you, John. Have a safe flight. Bro hasn't seen Fear and Desire. I've seen all of them. What are you talking about? The order goes, by the way. Also, what is this? I haven't even heard of. Oh, that's a short film. He started with Fear and Desire, Killer's Kiss. Where is it? Oh yeah, Killer's Kiss, The Killing, Paths of Glory, Spartacus, Lolita, and then he made Dr. Strangelove. 2 years after Lolita. And all those films, you're like much lesser seen Kubrick films. They feel a little bit more like they fit into their eras. They don't feel so distinctly him, although they are. Some of them are very good. Some of them not so good. But yeah, I don't know where to begin with this one. It's an insanely ambitious movie for 1964 at the height of the Cold War. I mean, we could start there. Yeah, this is a movie that hit pretty hard when it first came out. It was made sort of in response to the Cold War, and to just general nuclear war fears happening around the U.S. and the Soviet Union, and just all the paranoia and fear and anxieties. It's weird the way I'm like, it's funny, or not funny, but it's interesting to talk about it like that, because it's something that feels like it's no less, it's not any less scary today. Like, it's a weirdly relevant film today. Just the way that government feels very unpredictable and out of control and terrifying and unstable. And the movie is, let me make it very clear, it's a comedy. It's a satire. It's kind of parodying a lot of this. It's honestly, it's almost a parody of like an anti-war film, which we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, it is aged like fine wine, this movie, for better and for worse. But yeah, that is where a lot of it comes from, obviously. It's a really interesting movie for Kubrick. It's his only straight up comedy. If this was your only Kubrick movie, is this anyone? I guess this person's. He doesn't usually make movies like this. He's not a very goofy guy. I would say a lot of his movies are mostly, I don't want to say humorless, but they're not funny movies. Whereas this is a very, at times, silly comedy. Though I will say it balances that really well with the scariness and I think the anger that's beneath the whole thing. It's also really interesting to look at next to his film Paths of Glory, which is a much more straightforward war film, and by war film I mean like anti-war film. Feels almost like, and I don't know, I'm sure this has been written about and whatnot, like how I know a lot of people have talked about like if an anti-war film exists at all, like what that even looks like. And I'm wondering like how Kubrick felt after making Paths of Glory. It's a very good movie, by the way. If you haven't seen Paths of Glory, one of his more, I don't want to say underrated, but maybe under-discussed films. Damn near masterpiece. But seeing something like more straightforward about what it's about in that film, and then seeing something like this, which kind of turns all of those tropes on their head and is sort of anti. It's not pro-war, but it's like it goes against what an anti-war film usually feels like, and makes fun of itself, kind of satirizes the genre as well as the people in it, the institutions. It's a really odd movie, but it really works, which is the weird thing about it. The ending line also hits hard. I have a lot to say about the ending that I'm not going to get into quite yet. Something I love about this movie is just the way it looks, both in the titles off the bat, which I think are phenomenal. I mean, they don't look like anything out of their time. They feel very modern and like something you would see in a movie today, though I don't think anything even comes close to looking as good as this does, at least in the titles alone. I was wondering, they don't credit them in the opening credits unless I missed it, but like, who does the titles? It had a bit of a Saul Bass thing going, but what does that say? Spawn FX, thank you for the membership. Just want to say I love your vids. Thank you. Good to have you here. But yeah, the fonts all over this thing are incredible. And then you get into the actual cinematography of the movie, which jumps between being more documentary handheld style and something much more Kubrick-esque, which is what you would like, some stuff that you would come to see in a lot of his later films, especially in The War Room, with all the symmetry and how kind of like futuristic it looks, the way it's lit. It looks kind of otherworldly. It's a stunning looking movie in that way. And also all of the, I forget how they did it, but all of the shots of the airplane in the sky, I'd imagine it was like miniatures or something. I don't know how they shot some of that stuff or how they made it look like it did. But that stuff, it just looks really odd and really works as a comedy. I don't think I'm alone in saying that there's something very Wes Anderson-y about this, or that Wes Anderson has pulled a lot from this movie. In just the framing and the tone, the very quippy style, how fast it moves. The pace of this film is great. It's a very short movie. It's just a little over 90 minutes, and it really flies by. It's basically jumping back between these three different perspectives. There's everything going on in the office, there's the war room, and then there's everything in the flight. Those were real planes. Some of them were not real planes. There's no way some of those shots were real planes. I'm sure some of them were, but fun fact, Peter Sellers was supposed to play Major Kong but broke his leg and couldn't get in the set. Is that true? I was reading that he felt like his plate was too full and that he didn't want to add another character on top of that. I also was not aware that it was like the studio who wanted him to play all those roles, which is crazy. You would think that was like a Kubrick decision or a Peter Sellers decision. But that's interesting. That would make sense, as it does feel weird. It feels like there should be a Peter Sellers character in the plane. That was also true? Okay. But yeah, if you didn't pick up on it, Peter Sellers plays multiple people in the movie. All of which are great. It's one of the great movie performances, one of the great comedic performances of all time. Each of them are incredibly distinct from one another. Each of them are incredibly well acted. He plays Mandrake. He plays President Muffley. And, of course, Dr. Strangelove. He only does 3. Did I say 4? If so, I misspoke. Joined late. What movie are you talking about? We're talking about Dr. Strangelove, the movie of the week. The Film Club movie of the week. It took me a while to realize. I picked up on him playing Mandrake and Dr. Strangelove. Obviously, because Dr. Strangelove is like the famous one. It took me a second, even on a rewatch, to remember that he also plays the president. Like, it's crazy. No, you didn't? Okay. Then I don't know what I'm talking about. I've always found George C. Scott to be the real standout here. The gum stuff is amazing. He is the standout. I was going to talk about George C. Scott. I have a whole thing on George C. Scott because he's someone who I've gotten more and more familiar with over the years. Turns out he's in like a lot of my favorite movies of that time. He was just in The Hustler, which I watched, and he's really good in The Hustler. He's really good in Patton, which is an interesting movie to look at next to something like this. He's kind of typecasted as like this kind of general military figure. He always plays a very stern, stoic, not stoic, that's the wrong word, but like uptight, angry guy. He's certainly uptight in this, but like this is a very, at least from what I've seen, all of that said, it is, watching him in this movie after watching all of those other films is crazy because I've just always, he's in Anatomy of a Murder, and he's also very good in Hardcore, directed by Paul Schrader. It is insane to see him in a role like this after everything I've seen, to see him just let loose, play what is essentially like the first Tim Robinson character. I mean, he kind of looks like Tim Robinson at times. He is fucking hilarious in this movie. It's been really interesting reading some of the reviews for this movie who, I mean, understandably, it's like he's an idiot in the movie, and he's very hard to watch. But people really hate his character, but I'm like, he's so, I mean, a better comparison would be like Steve Lockjaw from One Battle. It's like there's something about watching a really intense idiot on screen that just gets me going. Like when it's played well, it is like the funniest thing in the world. He's such a perfect embodiment of that institution, and just turning nuclear war into a strategy and a business plan, and like completely just this tunnel vision and evilness that is everywhere in our society still. I'm just like, it's a crazy performance, and it's unhinged in a way I've never seen him go. He's usually a very restrained actor from what I've seen. He's a very good actor, but this is unlike him, but he's definitely the highlight for me. But they'll see. There's a lot of great lines in this movie. Obviously, there's the most iconic one is gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room, which is a perfect line, has been talked about many times, but they'll see the big board is the one that gets me the most. That line is so fucking, especially because it comes after what is really like, I don't even know, 15, 20 minutes of perfect screenwriting, perfect direction, just this really well-paced, well-edited war room sequence. And it just builds and builds and builds until it caps off with that, which is like something a middle school boy would say, which really just kind of boils the whole scene down into like, this is who we're dealing with. These are the kinds of people in charge. This is how stupid all of this is. It's perfect, man. It's perfect. Who would you cast if they remade this? Dog, I don't know, man. They shouldn't remake this. Though it's, honestly, they've basically, I was going to bring this up. That's kind of a good segue. That it is quietly one of his most influential films, Kubrick. I think people point to The Shining and how that's influenced horror movies a lot. Or 2001 is like everywhere. I feel like that's the blueprint for a lot of people. Especially today, like Kubrick movies, I feel like are more relevant than ever today, or at least stylistically, and they really align with the filmmakers' tastes of today. But Dr. Strangelove is truly like, you see that everywhere. Like first of all, like any Adam McKay movie you've seen in the last decade, Succession, even something like House of Dynamite, like any political thriller, satire, comedy of, I mean, this is what started it all. And there were certainly political satires before this, but this really like elevated them and showed that these kinds of movies could look a certain way, could be really funny and be really scary and cathartic at the same time. I mean, that's the thing. I'm sure it was a risky film to put out at the time, because it's like, it could come off a little dicey. Maybe this isn't what people want to watch. Maybe it's distasteful to make such a silly comedy out of very scary, like, world-ending situations. But I think it proves what can be gained from watching something like this, like putting it into a new perspective. is kind of nice. Okay, you know what it really influenced? It shows up in places you don't even understand. I thought a lot about the Begonia ending, with the ending of this movie. They're very similar endings. With like I forget what song they use at the end of Begonia, but it's like it goes against the images on screen of like the world ending. I mean, they're literally the same idea, and I feel like that attitude of like nihilism, but in a kind of tongue-in-cheek way, is so, it's all over everything today. I'm not spoiling Begonia. I'm trying really hard to dance around what it is, but yeah, it's a style. It's an attitude that you see in a lot of Yorgos's work, in a lot of Ari Aster's work, Adam McKay. I forget if I brought up Succession already, but I mean, there's a lot of like Succession would not be what it is without this movie, especially in like some of the war room scenes. Where have all the flowers gone? Yeah. Great song choice. I know people don't like that ending. I thought it was fun. Was it the only Kubrick film to both be critically and commercially successful on release? I think, I don't know. I didn't do too much research into that, and I'm very like, those like Kubrick's movies always performed way differently than how I thought they did. Like, how did Clockwork Orange? I can't imagine did well. The Shining was received very weirdly on release. I'm not spoiling Begonia. Eyes Wide Shut, did that do well? That had Tom Cruise. What about 2001? I thought 2001 did okay. I'm realizing now I have no idea how his movies ever... That's the weird... Like, especially 2001. I'm like, the idea of that movie coming out is... I can't even... That movie has just always existed in my head. Like... Some of his movies are so insane and like otherworldly and go beyond the parameters of what I consider to be possible cinematically that I'm like, did anyone ever make this movie? I feel like it just happened and came out. And the idea of analyzing a Kubrick's film's box office performance is insane to me. They all did like well at the Oscars. I mean, they didn't win much, but like A Clockwork Orange was nominated. This was nominated. It was nominated for multiple. It was nominated for Best Picture, Adapted Screenplay, Director, and Actor, which makes sense. I think his like weirdly enough the movies that people don't really talk about of his that that have aged not so well. Like, how did Spartacus do? Why do I feel like that's his most successful movie commercially? Which was a paycheck for him to begin with. Budget of 12 million, box office 60 million. Is Spartacus his most successful movie? Wait. Most successful Kubrick movie. How did Full Metal Jacket do? Eyes Wide Shut did really well. The source here is r/box office. Eyes Wide Shut made 162 million. Okay, first comment is those numbers are not right. I take it back. This is not a reliable source. Yeah, I was going to touch on the original Doctor Strangelove ending. It originally had everybody doing a pie fight. But that was cut because I think I actually have the quote. What did he say? He said Kubrick said, "I decided it was farce and not consistent with the satiric tone of the rest of the film." I think he made the right call at the end of the day. I think it's The ending really is very it gave me it's such a weird feeling, the ending, especially because there's just something about, there's a lot of ways to read it, but there's something about the song is we'll meet again, and to know that this film has just been more and more like, it's not so much that people have like fears of a nuclear war in the same way today, but there's like a million other fears going on at the same time. Like it's not that this ever went away, it's just that like the problems have exploded, and there's like, it's not just one invention that could end humanity, it's like 12 different things at the same time. And it just, that's to me what the ending felt like, is like, this is just who we are as a species, and we will self-destruct eventually. Like, if not this way, then some other way. And so it's a very, I mean, and it does it in a really, it's like funny, weirdly, all that said, it's beautifully cut together. But yeah, it's crazy. It's one of my favorite Kubrick endings. Oh yeah, The Shining was nominated for, like, Shelley Duvall was hated on for that movie initially. That movie did not go over well. Stephen King hated it. A lot of people were confused by it. I have not finished Common Side Effects. I hate to disappoint you yet again. At the end of the day, I gave this a 4 out of 5. And I'm jumping here to say that, like, that might feel a little low for what this is. I initially gave it a 4 out of 5. Rewatched it thinking it would hit it out of the park. I think I still have, like, slight, and it's interesting because I don't know how this would hit had I not seen any other Kubrick movies. I still don't consider this, like, his best movie. I think it's amazing. I think it's one of the most influential movies of all time, and one of the most clever and well-written, well-acted, certainly. I guess where this movie still gets me is that, and this is maybe an odd issue to have, but like the highs of this film are so high that other sequences and sections of the film, because it kind of works as like 3 different sections, feel lackluster, or like they can't hold up the same energy as the others. Speaking specifically about the war room sequence, which is flawless. I part of me kind of wishes the movie was all war room and 12 Angry Men style, and just stayed in there, because I feel like it could have done it. But like I really, the ending aside, I think some of the flight sequences are they leave a little bit more to be desired. Like there's something that I want more out of in those scenes. I don't have as much of a problem with the Office stuff, with Mandrake or any. That stuff was really silly, and I'm forgetting his name, but God, the actor that plays. Oh man, I'm blanking. But the Office stuff is great. But yeah, I think the plane scenes just feel a little more. They remind me a lot of the early Kubrick movies I've seen, where it's a little more. It's a little rowdier, a little shaky, a little scrappy, which, you know, he can get some great images out of them every now and then, but it feels a little less focused to the rest of the film, which is so, like, that's where the movie really shines, in my opinion. James Earl Jones, yes, oh my God, such an early role, and very good. One of the better parts of the plane sequences. He's great, even though he really doesn't get much in the movie. He's very good. He's very good at what he does in this movie. It's a really fun detail that I always forget, that James Earl Jones is in Dr. Strangelove. I don't think I ever finished Dr. Strangelove. I don't think the comedy really hits for me. That's another fair critique I have, and I kind of feel the same way. I mean, listen, I sometimes feel like I haven't really experienced a comedy if I haven't seen it in a theater, because maybe this is crazy to say, I'm not laughing that much when I'm by myself. Like, I'll clock in my head that something's funny, and if something's really funny, I can't help it. There's like very few movies and some shows that could get me to just hysterically laugh by myself. But it's not until like I see something in a theater where I like recognize that these movies, especially some of these older films, which are built for theaters, like rely on this communal energy to keep the engine running, and like you experience it in a different way. I noticed this just with like The Long Goodbye last night. I've always been obsessed with that film and think it's hilarious, but like seeing it with an audience, you really like the movie doesn't feel so like gaps of it are filled in by just like how the energy fills in the room. And so I'm wondering like what, this would feel like in a theater. I'm sure it's like such a hoot for lack of a better term. That is why there's not many true comedies lately, is like that's the point of a comedy, is to laugh with. And that's why, like, I don't know, stand-up routines are so they feel much more built for just having on at home. I got 3 ads. I'm sorry. I gotta fix the ads. Genuinely, I feel so bad because I know that you can like adjust it manually, but like for live streams, I don't know how to. I gotta look into it. I apologize for the excessive ads. Last movie I laughed at loud was If I Had Legs. You laughed your ass off at If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I guess there's like some funny scenes there, but that's crazy. That movie is not that funny. Have you done a Kubrick ranking? I have. I'm trying to remember. Conan Being Serious is kind of funny. You're right. I'm trying to remember where Dr. Strangelove ranked. I remember it kind of being like there is the classic Kubricks, and then there's his early stuff. And I think that is the case for a lot of people's rankings, except Paths of Glory aside, which is worthy of being in the top tier. If anything, I think Paths of Glory was like top 5 from what I remember. I could be wrong. And I think Dr. Strangelove was near the bottom tier of his classics, which is still like his classics are all-timers. Like he's made they are some of the greatest movies ever made. But this one is like, it doesn't hit for me the same way something like at least like his he's made several war films, obviously, and of the war films he's made, this is like the one that hits the least for me, and that's because it seems to be it's very different than the others. It's more, feels more broad, and like it's not as much in the zone with war the way that like Paths of Glory literally is on the ground, and Full Metal Jacket feels much more like psychological and kind of like a horror movie after a certain point. But yeah, this was maybe the one that just like goes over the least well with me. I laughed at Hamnet in between tears, though. Okay, there is like one. Okay, quick aside, talking about Hamnet. You know me, I'm not a Hamnet hater. I like the movie. I appreciate the movie. I think it's gorgeous. I think the third act's incredible. I think when Paul Mescal says to be or not to be, I thought that was funny. I thought it was a little goofy. I don't hate Hamnet. I don't know how many times I have to say this. I think the stuff that made me laugh in Hamnet was unintentional, unfortunately. And much of it had to do with Paul Mescal. I am going to watch The Bone Temple. I do plan on getting boned this week. So I gave this a 4 out of 5. Good movie. Great movie. One of the most influential movies of all time. Check it out. Let's check in on the poll. Oh, favorite scene? Um, I think the first full war room sequence when they really get into it, the basically your introduction to that is the best. I think that's a perfect scene. Um, oh my god, you guys are really doing it. That's great. This is not what I expected from the poll. The poll reads: Millennium Actress 17%, Love Exposure 44%, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence 15%, The Face of Another 24%. Love Exposure is leading the way. That's crazy. We gotta. Oh my god, it's even longer than I thought. Wow. Oh, this is gonna be great. Can I? Is it even watchable? Like, where can I watch this? Netflix? Tanner, thank you for the super chat. Was Kevin O'Leary really a vampire in Marty Supreme? Is that a theory? I believe it. He's in the sunlight every now and then. It's on YouTube. Stream is always same day, same time, unless I say otherwise. Where can I watch this movie? I'm a little concerned. I'm assuming you can watch it somewhere. Someone said YouTube. Could buy it on Blu-ray. I mean, the poll's not over, by the way. The poll's not over. There's still an hour of stream left, so it could change. I'm just starting to mentally prepare for the fact that we're going to watch Love Exposure next week, which I'm all for. How do we find the poll? It's a members-only poll on the community tab of the channel. It's life-changing stuff. I'm not finding anywhere to watch it. That's going to be an issue if it does get picked. I did not consider that, but let me just check YouTube. There's a lot of Japanese films that are free to watch on YouTube. But I don't want to like. I'll figure something out. It's on the Internet Archive. Okay, Internet Archive is always an option. Is it 4 hours long? It is. Damn, man. I didn't know. Is it really not on Netflix? I thought it was on Netflix. This is concerning. Anyway. I think that's what I have to say about Doctor Strangelove for now. Feels like we've only scratched the surface of what this film has to offer and is about and the influence it has. But, you know, for what this is, I think I'm going to call it there. Not the last time I'll watch this movie. I'm sure I'll come back to it many times and probably appreciate it even more next time I see it. But great movie. If you didn't happen to watch it this week, I gotta say, if you're into film, it is definitely an essential. Doctor Strangelove. Very good. A classic and deserves it. Anyway, do we have a Broadcast film ranking? It is on my Letterboxd. It's where is it? I gotta remember to update it. I don't know if I've done it recently. Because what was last week? Last week was the fall. Yeah, I need to update it after the stream. Or maybe I'll do it on stream right now. I'm going to take a quick break. And then we'll get into games, possibly updating this list. And yeah, I will see you in a quick second. Jimothy, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Glad I caught that beforehand. Okay. We're back. Welcome back. Okay, it's Cine to Nerdle time. I believe it's Cine to Nerdle time. Let's start with the burgle. Let's do some puzzles. Affair, audio, couple. Make sure this is visible. Hotel, money, picture, saxophone, toilet, walk. Affair, audio, couple, hotel, money, picture, saxophone, toilet, walk. I'm going... What's that movie called? With Julia Roberts? Pretty Woman. Feeling pretty good about this. Are you serious? I actually thought I had it in the bag. I thought I knocked it out of the park with that one. I don't know why. Oh no. Affair, audio. What's a movie where they get caught in an affair via audio? Couple goes hand in hand with affair. Picture, saxophone. Toilet, walk. Along Came Polly. That's perfect. Oh, what? The movie is... I guess it's not an affair. She's just cheating on him. Oh my God, man. I was positive. Darth, thank you for the super chat. Carson, would you make a Terrence Malick ranked? Yes, I would love to. That would actually be... That's I'm going to put that one in my back pocket. That's not a bad idea. Not Along Came Polly. Are you serious? Affair, audio, couple, picture, walk. Okay, we need to really what did I just watch where there was a picture? Oh, Keeper. It's probably not Keeper, I'll be honest with you. It's definitely not Keeper. I'm not even going to waste my time. Oh my God. Affair, audio, couple, picture. Movies with a picture. Parasite. They got that picture. There's not really an affair happening in Parasite, is there? The profile pic? What are you talking about? Born to play Switch Sports Golf? I know. It's what I would rather be doing with my life. Affair. I mean, Marty Supreme is not a bad guess. Not really, though. There is an affair. Audio, I can't think of anything. Conversation? Okay, yeah, I like The Conversation. And it's going to be The Conversation, you're right. Yep. Okay, well, thank you for that, Zach. That's so true. It all came together so fast when you told me that. Damn. I try not to rely on chat, but that one got in my head and I couldn't deny it. I couldn't deny that. All right, let's play the critical. If you didn't know, we're guessing the movie based on the Letterboxd review here. Films about people being lonely, my favorite genre. Favorite genre, gave it 3 stars. This movie must really suck ass. That is very vague. That gives me almost nothing. To work with. About lonely people, I will just say... Okay, no. These have pretty bad reviews. Lonely people. Malcolm and Marie. Because it's on the mind. It's obviously not Malcolm and Marie. No one would give that movie 4.5 stars. I just want to know what he whispered in her ear. Gosh, I know that should be a giveaway, but I can't think of anything. Let's keep it going. The title perfectly describes me during my Latin exam. Oh. No. My Latin exam? I was going to say Y tu mama tambien, but that's no. Cha-cha real smooth? Nope. They really set me up for failure with that guess. that hint was really setting me up for failure. Here is a masterpiece of romantic dreams. This is a film about loneliness. It provides so many tender and true-to-life moments that it makes you smile. I was captured by the melancholic but somehow optimistic atmosphere, the outstanding photography, the beautiful actor, and a superb actor. Two strangers in a foreign land searching for meaning in their lives and ultimately finding it in one another. This is a story about ... life. Love it. Again, very vague. Incredibly vague. I might need another hint, man. I have no idea. This is a masterpiece of romantic dramas. This is a film about loneliness. Provides so many tender and true life to moments that it makes you smile. It's captured. Is it I'm sure the Latin exam is getting my head. Blue is the warmest color? No, of course not. 2 stars. Lolita 2, Tokyo Drift. Oh, what is this? Man, what is this? I'm so lost. Now it's pissing me off because I'm like, I should know this. I think this last one will be my guy. This will get me to the finish line. Dull movie with really bland characters. It is extremely xenophobic, racist, no matter what anyone says to try to argue with me on this. Tell me they weren't drawn to each other because they are both white, equally boring, and both whining about spending some time in a different country. Boo-hoo, I have to use chopsticks. The shower head was lower than I expected, and I can only speak one language. Help. Is this Lost in Translation? Oh my god. Bro, I was completely lost, man. I was actually completely lost. I could see the chat fucking like flying and I was like, this is bad. This is really bad. Cha-cha real smooth. Holy shit. Oh my god. That's so of course it is. Oh my god. I'm not trolling, man. I'm really not good at this game. I'm pretty great at Cine 2 Nerdle. I'm decent at the other puzzles. Critical kind of gets my ass some of the time. Critical really fucks me up. Like I'm there's things that just go right over my head. It's also been years since I've seen it, so okay. Original. Is the leader of an evil secret society. Emil Hirsch. Is red. Falls for Bonnie Hunt. With Woody Harrelson. Dates Christina Ricci. Is a bird. Is directed by the Wachowskis. Owen Wilson. Fights Chris Evans. Robin Williams. Hugo Weaving. Plays a board game. Travels back in time. Has been trapped in a jungle. Is a professional racer. Dates Christina Ricci. Right? Nope. Right? Yep. Is the leader of an evil secret society. Hugo Weaving is red. This feels like something that Woody Harrelson would be in. Nope. Feels like something Robin Williams would be in. Nope. Fights Chris Evans? Of course. I knew that. I knew that was Captain America. Owen Wilson, Robin Williams. Has been trapped in a jungle. Trapped in a jungle. Okay, there's like it's like at the tip of my tongue. Plays a board game. Robin Williams, that's Jumanji. Uh-huh. And then we have Freebirds. And then there's one more that connects them all. I'm thinking Christina Ricci? No. Directed by Wachowskis. Travels back in time. Falls for Bonnie Hunt? Nope. Oh my god. Fights Chris Evans. I think that's out of the picture. Is red. I think is out of the picture. Leader of an evil secret society. I feel like the Wachowskis would do that. with Woody Harrelson. I'm toast. I'm actually toast. I couldn't even just end my shit. It was, I was actually kind of close with that one. Wait, what was it? Cars. It was Cars. I don't even think chat was onto that one. Besides Tanner, who said Kahow. It was Cars. Okay. Reversal. Puzzles are not going well today. I'm better at this one. West Side Story. Burn after reading Blade Runner. No Country for Old Men. You caught me on the right week here. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Catch Me If You Can. The Martian. Insomnia. Oppenheimer. The Prestige. Saving Private Ryan. Prometheus. True Grit. Napoleon. A Serious Man. Memento. True Grit. No Country for Old Men. And Burn After Reading. That is the Coen brothers. The Prestige. Oppenheimer. Memento. And Insomnia. That's going to be Christopher Nolan. The Martian. This is the easiest one of all time. And Prometheus. That's going to be Ridley Scott. And that's going to be Steven Spielberg. Now's the hard part. We have, let me think. We have West Side Story. I don't think that's, why is Catch Me If You Can calling my name? These all have a lot of actors in them, and there's got to be some overlap somewhere in here. True Grit. No Country for Old Men. We're working with, Tommy Lee Jones, who feels like he would be in one of these. I don't think he's in Insomnia. That's Al Pacino. He feels like he would be in The Prestige. And he feels like maybe he would be in Close Encounters of the Third... Nope. Or The Martian with... No. What am I not seeing here? It's Dougal. It is Matt Damon. Okay, let me work with that. The Martian. Which Matt Damon is this? Is he in Saving Private Ryan? I haven't seen it. Oh, he's in Oppenheimer. I always forget about Oppenheimer. And then he's in True Grit. That's right. I forget he's in True Grit. I really should watch Saving Private Ryan. I think that's one of my biggest blind spots. Is he Private Ryan? I had no idea. The things you don't know in this world. Okay, let's play some Cine 2 Nerdle. We are up against Parade by Prince. This is what we all came here for. Sometimes I need a little help. There's a lot of Matt Damon I haven't seen. Just like heaven. Just like heaven. Mark Waters. That's going to be Mean Girls 2024. No, he didn't do that one. That's going to be Mean Girls 2004. That was an interesting route to go. I'm going to be honest. The Canyons. Oh. We're going to take you to hardcore. Please go down this route. Please go down this route with me. It could be so fun. Also, I need the Bechdel test. I need any of these women directors. I'm already in a... That's not a place I want to be for women directors. Is George C. Scott, Paul Schrader. Okay, Bringing Out the Dead, though. Nick Cage has worked with not a lot of women directors, I gotta say. But I can do The Surfer. I can put you in Nick Cage hell. You always fumble that one. Speed Racer? Who's in Speed Racer that I could have used? What is the score for Marty Supreme like? Oh my god, it's amazing. I was listening to it yesterday while climbing. I felt like I was the main character. It was incredible. I was watching an interview with Daniel Loputin, who was saying he wanted like the voices, the little like to sound like ping pong balls like bouncing, and I was like, he's a genius. That's incredible. Nick Cage, Willie, what's it called? Color Out of Space. John Goodman's in Bringing Out the Dead. Damn, I didn't know that. Thank you for that. Good to know. See, this is the nice thing about Cine 2 Nerdle is like, I like where your head is at. Is like you can, I can look at chat, but usually chat's too late, so it's impossible to cheat. Kinds of kindness. Thank you. Okay, now here's where I can get into the Bechdel test. I'm gonna hit you with Civil War. Maybe you'll play with this. Maybe. This could be good for me. I'm getting the vibe that I'll win this round. If I was a betting man, I would put money on myself here. Spider-Man, Kirsten Dunst. That is also fine with me. Power of the Dog. Lock it in. I'll 1v1 you in a second after this round. Little Women. Oh, you got me here. Well, that's actually dumb, because I'll just throw you right into Greta Gerwig. Yeah, everybody's always talking about Titan AE in this chat. What video of yours do you wish you had made later in your YouTube career? Easy answer, Martin Scorsese ranked. Will always be the answer. Marie Antoinette was there as well. I mean, I think this is crazy what we're witnessing right now. Okay, Bob Odenkirk, Nobody 2. Bob Odenkirk. Aren't you with Nobody 1? Can't think of a better answer than that. Scorsese ranking remake when? Maybe this year. I've been thinking about it a lot. Christopher Lloyd, Food Fight. I mean, we'll just do Back to the Future. It's not a good place for me. And it's a pretty good place. I don't understand why people play the animated science fiction win condition. I couldn't tell you a single animated science fiction movie. Doc Hollywood. You got me here because I don't really know a lot of Michael J. Fox movies. I might get fucked here. Would you do Coppola ranked? Absolutely. To give you some insight into where I'm at with the ranks, I'm Cohen's next, and then I'm considering I'm honestly considering a Kurosawa. I think a Kurosawa ranked is nearing its time. Who is that? I need cast. Anthony Higgins. Who's Anthony Higgins again? You're in a place I'm not familiar with. I'm gonna have to escape. I'll own up to that. Bro, you're 13? What are you talking about? I'm 28 years old. Rugrats Go Wild. You have clocked my weak spots, and that's a problem. I'm going to go Die Hard. I don't like the direction you're going in. Oh, there's this guy saying he's 13. Hudson Hawk. Dude, I like know these names. I don't know these movies. Oh. Jeez, that was close. That was really close. Okay, we're alive. We're fine. We need to just play this very... I don't already like the Donnie Darko direction. We're already in a place I don't like. Okay, this is getting sketchy. Same director as Heathers. That's where okay. An American Pickle. An American Pickle. Okay, I like where your head's at. Fucking... I'm gonna... Snail. Memoir of a Snail. Get Rushed. The Beanie Bubble. Or is there a better one? No. There's a better one. Max and... Fuck. Mary and Max? No, that's the different... Mary and Max. Let's fucking go. I'm locked in. Ow! I didn't know Philip Seymour Hoffman was in that. Okay. Wiener Dog. How do you spell wiener? You're in Todd Salon's hell. Good fucking luck. Get Rushed. That's it. That's what the hell I'm talking about. That's what the hell I'm talking about. Good game. Good game. Oh, man, we pulled through. We made it happen. Okay. I'm going to do member rounds now. If you're a member, we can play Sunday to Nerdle. It's one of the perks. You need Become the Film Bro. I need Pass the Bechdel Test. An interesting 1v1 here. Dark Waters. I'm going to go May to Nope. I'm going to go... Bill Camp. I'm going to go The Mastermind. Oh, come on. I'm going to go May, December. Bill Camp should... The Mastermind's not playable. That's bullshit. Warfare. Interesting. I'm going to be... I'm going to do The Perfect Date, 2019. Yeah, you don't like where we're going here. You got to stop cutting the timer so close. You're stressing me out, bro. I just get too into what's being said in chat that I'm not looking at the screen. Did I just fuck you? With The Perfect Date? Oh my God. I didn't think that was going to happen. That was pretty crazy. It didn't load? Oh. We'll do a rematch. I don't know if I believe you, but I believe you a little bit. We'll do a rematch. Damn, I was excited to go on a little Noah Centineo run there. Laggy server. I believe it. Jackass Forever. Spike Jones. Oh, but he's involved with that. Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O. Spike Jones. Let's just play her, man. Why are we trying to complicate things? Why are we trying to do that? It is a browser game, yeah. The Electric State. Millie Bobby Brown. Brian Cox. Chris Pratt. Why is Celine's song not an option? I will go Materialists. Jerry? No. Oh my God, man. Fucking hell. again, I need to not overcomplicate this. I need to just play it straight. Just play it straight. I got Chris Pratt mixed up with Chris Evans. They're the same. Okay, Matt Damon. Good Will Hunting. Oh, Gus Van Sant. In Needle. No, that's not Gus Van Sant, man. What am I talking about? But I want to save that. No, I'll just go right into it. I was thinking about Paranoid Park. Man. Oh, now I'm trying to think of the other Gus Van Sant movies I know. I may have gotten you here, though. I'm playing kind of nasty today. You didn't use your skip. I'm assuming it glitched again. I apologize that it's glitchy on your end. I'm gonna play another member real quick, and I apologize. I will. We can round it out. Your elephant rewatch today? You're rewatching elephants? Synecdoche, New York. I like where we're heading. I really like where we're heading, actually. I'm going to just put us where I want to be. Just going to put us where I want to be. River of Grass and Certain Women. Wow, you actually fucked me with this, because I can't get out without Kelly Reichardt. That was a checkmate situation. That was insane. Oh, putting that one together, I was like, I'm in the presence of of a goat. Okay. Manhattan. We're doing Woody Allen, I guess. Is Diane Keaton in Manhattan? Probably not. I'm going to go Annie Hall. She is in Manhattan. The Godfather. Yep. Okay. Can hit you with reds. Yeah. I watched that Richard Linklater interview. I'm familiar. Same interview. Okay. All right. We're going to go the hot rock. Nope, not yet. We're going to go Butch Cassidy. You know damn well where we're going. You're not safe here. I'd get out while you can. I'm going to block that as well, because Become the Film Bro is naming any movie from Christopher Nolan, David Fincher, Denis Villeneuve. Cars 2? You're trying to play Cars 2 off this? He's not in that one, man. I'm better off just fucking doing the Newman thing, I think. Welcome to Harper. 1966. See, I act like I'm a Newman expert, but if you put me in a third strike, you're a fool. You're a fool. That's fine. We just talked about this. But I can maybe get someone more interesting than that out of this. No, I can't. We're going to go with Patton. You already played your Coppola. Mm-hmm. Fuck, I forgot about Kubrick. George C. Scott, Hardcore. Or something better than that. Discovered this one while I was going through George C. Scott today. That's a That's a pretty fucking crazy play on my part. I'm not going to lie to you. No one's ever played Taps 1981 in this game. I'm telling you. That was just pure coincidence. Ow! Fucking hell. Are you serious? Fuck you, man. God damn it. Now I'm really fucked. This is not going well. Let's escape. I'm trying. The whole point of my win condition is to name a woman, so I'm trying my hardest, all right? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I'll take you to apples. Take you to apples. We're doing my best friend. We're doing Alps. Yeah, there's nowhere to go. No, there is. Ah! Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, shit. God damn it, man. I made all the wrong moves this round. God damn it. How the hell do I get out of Dogtooth? Good game. Oh my god, that was bad. That was really well played though. Good game. Oh my god, man. Okay, let's try this one again. Jesus, man. I was just like, I've thought of all the Yorgos deep cuts, and then I completely forgot about Dogtooth, which is like, that's a killer. I need to look that up. I need to do my research. Party Girl, Parker Posey. What's it called? I'll just do Waiting for Guffman. I've said this. I get requested to do Yorgos ranked all of the time, and I'm kind of like, well, I stand by the fact that he's got a lot left in him. I'm like, there's a long film. I know he said he's on a break, but I'm like, I want to wait, man. He's got a lot more. I don't do like new directors for that reason. I regret doing Christopher Nolan. Not that he's a new director. Anyway, Stand By Me. Is Pillion a good Valentine's watch? Yes. They're very smart about the release for that. It's a good one. The Long Walk. The Long Walk. I'll take you to Rye Lane. A women director, by the way. Woman director, but not included. They should. I don't think we're going to get a Tarantino film this decade. I think you might be right. Oh, you know what? I don't know who's in 13 going on 30. But I'm pretty sure Juno, yeah, Jennifer Garner. I don't know anything about Jennifer Garner besides this connection. So I probably shouldn't be saying this out loud to my opponent. But okay. Inception. There's like a million things to do here. What am I doing? I'm going to escape. Anything I did, and I'll explain that. Anything I would have done would have led you back to a Film Bro movie, so I'm not gonna do that. I also kind of panicked, but The Other Woman, Cameron Diaz, Shrek was just played. Shrek, the Shrek Forever After, with a block. Back in Action, Jamie Foxx, Ray. With a block. Of course. I'm not going to let you have this. I'm not going to let you have this. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Fucking hell. Sausage Party? No. Andrew Garfield after the hunt. I don't know. Dude, what am I doing? What am I doing? And you're going to... No, you're not going to play that. Not going to let you have that. I'm throwing away my blocks right now. Opus. Uh-huh. Okay, now we're talking. Opus. Iowa Debris. Ella McKay. We're good. We're in a good place. Uh-huh. Bottoms. Okay. Lurker. Yep. You would think they would include Emerald Fennel, but guess not. Saltburn. Okay. Saltburn. And then we're going in to Priscilla. We're back. We're back. That was awesome. Are you going to see Wuthering Heights? Yes. I bought the book. I'm going to read the book. I'm getting all ready. Civil War. Welcome to. Power of the Dog. Oh, I got this. I see it all. Oh, I didn't see that coming. That's not what I thought you were going to play. I really thought you were going to play Killers of the Flower Moon to get the Martin Scorsese point, but I guess not. Eileen. Leave No Trace. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. I don't know, man. Fuck. I hate the Leave No Trace play. I've been hit with it multiple times. Let's hit the leads. Ben Foster. What is Ben Foster in? Isn't he in Planet of the Apes? Oh, who is Ben Foster again? I don't know. Shit. Fuck. Oh, I forgot. Forgot about that. You're allowed to tell me now. He's in War. I hope he comes home soon. Die Hard. Bruce Willis. Oh, I'm in a bad place. I'm in a bad place right now. Yes, you took the bait. Okay, I'm going to explain that play in a second. I'm so happy you played that. Especially because, yeah. Didn't actually think that was going to work. I thought that was going to be someone else. I don't know who Nicky Cat is, but that worked. Oh, I'm going to talk about that play in a second. I feel like a genius for that. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Oh wait, it's at the tip of my tongue. It's at the tip of my tongue. Well, I can't do it, but I'll do Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Fighting for my life right now. If I come back, it's going to be crazy. Fences. Flight. John Goodman. John Goodman. Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, you really had me going there. John Goodman. I don't know about this play. Nope. Dune. Come on. Don't do this to me. When in doubt. When in doubt. Patience. Patience. This is tough. What just... Oh my God. Whoa. Whoa. Didn't think that was going to happen. Didn't think that was going to happen. Okay. Okay. That's a crazy play right there. Okay. You can tell I'm very unhappy with where this is at. Okay. Okay. Huh? It worked. It worked. Good game. Oh my God. I literally was just like, maybe it'll work. Oh man, that was so funny. Fucking, when in doubt, just throw it in, man. Just throw in the turtles. Why not? Oh yeah. Oh, that was good. Good game. Good game. That was a really good game. That was fucking insane, man. I'm like shaking. I'm literally... Guy names a woman, starts shaking. That's me. Oh my God, man. That's crazy. Oh God. Good game. That was worth it for like how many times we had to try and do that. That was worth it. That was worth the wait. Oh God. You had me so scared with the Julia Garner and the Den of Thieves thing. I was like, I don't know this man. Like, you could really leave me stranded here. I was so lucky. I got very lucky. That was crazy. I wasn't gonna drink tonight, but women, exactly, man. All right, let's run it back. I'll do a quick Stranger round. I've seen Stranger Things. Chris Wan 10. Do you recommend January is a good time to visit Disney? I think so. I mean, the big issue we had was that it was like, okay, this is interesting. One second. Alvin and the Chipmunks. It was holiday stuff, and I think some of the stuff isn't as good when it's holiday themed, and I would have liked to see it just normal. But as far as like busyness goes, my friend looked it up. It was a 5 out of 10 on the busyness scale, and it was like pretty busy, but not like unbearably bad. So it's a good time. It's a good time. It's also the holiday stuff is probably gone by now. Kung Fu Panda. Pass the Bechdel test. Kung Fu Panda. We're going to go Tootsie. I did not watch the Stranger Things doc, if that's what you're referring to. Okay. Lock in. Lock in. Let's get another win. Let's get another win on the board here. They shoot horses, don't they? Oh, we're doing Sidney Pollock. Didn't he do... No, I'm thinking of Sidney Lumet. Sidney Pollock. What did Sidney Pollock do? Oh, this is not good. That's not a good look. I'm still going to go for it. No, yeah. Jane Fonda. Okay. Jane Fonda. I'll do... She was in Clute, right? Yeah. Dude, who's Sidney? This is really bad. That's actually more embarrassing than anything else. Okay, I just realized you need romance, non-comedy. Die My Love. Put one on the board. Put one on the board for women. He also directed Tootsie. That's actually where I probably remember his name. He did Random Hearts. He was in Eyes Wide Shut. He's in Michael Clayton. Oh, I knew that. That's where I'm like most recently remembering him. Okay. Oh, Certain Women. We're flying now. I'm gonna block that. I want to be the goated pass the Bechdel test Cine 2 Nerdle player. I think that would be cool. Personal shopper. Personal shopper. Pass the Bechdel test. Has she worked with You would think she'd be in some of these movies. Irma Vep. Yeah. I'm eager to check in on the poll. It's been a second. Maggie Chung. She's in the mood for love, right? Yeah. This is actually, I gotta brick that one for sure. Weird of this person to play Ashes of Time and not in the mood for love with the romance win condition. City of Sadness. Oh, I'll be honest, I don't really know Tony Leung. Is he in other Wong Kar-wai movies? That worked. That worked. Okay, this is fine. They're probably going to get a point on the board. I don't want to waste away my bricks. Maybe this person doesn't know Wong Kar-wai. Kind of gives that vibe. Wong Kar-wai, Third Strike Opportunity. Happy Together, I think.
I'm gonna rush you.
This round is kind of crazy. I'm not really selling how oh, we got it. You I love the last minute Spider-Man Far From Home attempt out of Happy Together, directed by Wong Kar-wai. Solid. You can't fuck with me in that department, even though I haven't really seen that many Wong Kar-wai movies. All right. Foxcatcher. Channing Tatum. Roofman. I know where I'm doing with this. The Thicket. Peter Dinklage. Toxic Avenger 2025. Not really sure what I'm doing here. Can easily backfire if someone knows their Hong Kong cinema. I know. Well, that's what I thought was going to happen, because they went pretty far. Oh. We're just going to run this. I don't know. I don't know these, but we'll take this as far as we can go. I'm probably going to get out of here. Is the Bechdel test your go-to setup? Right now it is. I'm surprisingly good at it. It's like pretty easy to find your way to like Kirsten Dunst or any Greta Gerwig actor. Okay. Let's get out of here. I didn't want to do that anymore. Do you like SD Kid? I actually do. I really do. It's good climbing music. Freakier Friday. Jamie Lee Curtis. Fuck, man. Lindsay Lohan. I don't know who else is in this. I'll go with Last Showgirl. It's a woman, but it's the wrong Coppola. We needed the other Coppola. Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is good. Ki Hui Kwang. Heart Eyes? What? Is he not in Heart Eyes? What was that bad movie he was in? Is it not Hard Eyes? Swiss Army Man. Jesus. Love Hurts, not Hard Eyes. Jesus. Like the same title. That's okay. I didn't even want to be there. That wouldn't have been a good spot. 12 Years a Slave. Oh, there's so much I could do here. Wait. Oh my God. 12 Years a Slave, Paul Dano. I'm going to go with Wildlife. That's... What am I doing? Oh, Bill Camp. I can do something with that. Little Miss Sunshine. Pretty big cast here. I'm gonna go Toni Collette. No. I'm gonna go. I am going to go Beautiful Boy. Spell beautiful right. Oh my God, Jesus. With a brick on that. Reichardt works with Dano? Why am I blanking on which one? Which one did she work with Dano on? Night Moves? Steve Carell. I'm gonna do. We need to talk about Kevin. No, Steve Carell, Third Strike. This is not a Third Strike. 40-year-old virgin. It's not exactly a Third Strike. Meek's Cutoff, which I haven't seen. I gotta watch Meek's Cutoff. Barbie with Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell. Jesus. Okay, Bill Burr. You got to do some Kelly Reichardt movies, man. Judd Apatow. Funny people. Will Ferrell. The Meyerowitz stories. There we go. Okay. We have in this movie somebody. Fuck. Man, why am I blanking right now? Certain women? No. Noah Baumbach. I'll do Kicking and Screaming. 1995. I'm surprised this person hasn't played a romance non-comedy yet. Who's in Barbie from Meyerowitz stories? Greta Gerwig. Oh, Jesus. That's fine. We will get there. We will get there. It's fine. Let's just lock it in. Okay. It's done. It's done. We're good. I always forget that Noah Baumbach was involved because I'm thinking too much about women on Barbie. Margot Robbie, Sebastian Stan. I'm going to go The Apprentice. Well, I can't use Greta Gerwig anymore. I've already used that slot up. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Okay, we are going to do the Jeremy Strong thing. I'm going to go Armageddon Chime. This person using The Happening for Jeremy Strong is crazy. I'm scared of what they know about Jeremy Strong. Brokeback Mountain. Good play. Well, that's an automatic Certain Women, Michelle Williams moment. I'm going to break that because there's a lot that they can do with that. Okay. We're out of Greta Gerwig. We're out of Kelly Reichardt. We can use Jane Campion. There's always Eternals. There's always the Lynn Ramsey films. Sofia Coppola is up there. Can't forget about the Wachowskis. We can do this. We can do this. Downsizing with Laura Dern. Downsizing with Laura Dern. I'm going to go Sideways. Not really a direction that puts me anywhere. I haven't seen the Euphoria Season 3 trailer yet. About Schmidt. Alexander Payne, third strike opportunity here. I'm going to go Nebraska. Not an amazing third strike, but... Nobody 2. Bob Odenkirk. Oh, well, I can't use it. Can I still play it? I can still play it. I just don't get the point. But that's fine. That's fine. Nobody. It's a fun connection that nobody talks about. Will you do the Oscars Death Marathon again? Of course. Of course. I almost signed up. I'm very, like, I lurk on that subreddit all the time for tips and tricks, and I almost signed up for the documentary association something just to get access. Oh shit, he's got the Sean Baker first strike. That's not good for me. May as well get out while I can here. Well, I'm gonna play Prince of Broadway just to yeah. This is, I can get out, I think, the other ways. I'm not going to go to Sundance this year, no. Oh, that's what I was afraid you were going to play. I don't know if I can get out of Tangerine. I'll be honest. Don't think I can get out of, well, who's this DP? Nope. Fuck. Can't get out of Tangerine. I can get out of Takeout, but not Tangerine. If the 5.5 hour documentary gets nominated, of course, I might even just, I mean, I've heard it's an amazing doc. Like, if you're willing to just put in the work, like, it's a really good doc, I've heard. So, I mean, yeah, I'll be happy to do it. Only God forgives. Is this our boy Benoit Deby? It's not. Thoughts on the Barbie soundtrack? It's great. I mean, I'm not listening to it a whole lot these days, but it is good. Fucking hell, the Mad Mikkelsen pull. I have it on vinyl. Did you hear the Sundance website crashed and no one got tickets? I did not. That's crazy. Welcome to Festin. I mean, the celebration. You don't know who you're messing with here. You do not know who you're in the presence of. The Hunt. Kind of got my ass here. I don't know if I know another Thomas Vinterberg. Oh, well, this should work. It does. The Idiots. Are you excited for A$AP Rocky's new album? Sorta. I loved, wait a second. Give me a second. This is important. Shit. Get that one out of the way. Tickets for almost every movie. That's crazy. I loved his single from like a year ago. Oh, bro, what is this? Wait. Matt Dillon? The one with, what's her name? The folk singer. I'm blanking on her name for some reason. And I'm blanking on the name of the song, too. Hijack. I thought that was such a great single. And I like the new single, but it's not really like, it's not doing it for me in the same way. Oh, really? Really? Uma Thurman? Dog, I don't know, man. Kill Bill. Not a great play at all. True Romance. Quentin Tarantino. What else was he in? Fucking, put you in 7 years in Tibet. This is a long round. Meet Joe Black. Brad Pitt, Third Strike. Brad Pitt, Third Strike. Meet Joe Black. Let's see who else is in this. June Squibb. Thelma. Run it. Eleanor the Great, thank you. Lost in Translation, get in there. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Okay. Now we got to play it carefully here because, yeah, they have that. But I also have Ghost World. But Joaquin Phoenix has got to be in... Oh, You Were Never Really Here. Good game. Excellent game. That was crazy. I say I end on that note. Great. Let's wrap this up. That was fun. That was crazy. I feel like we're just getting started, right? We're just getting started. Okay. Let me switch back to myself. Okay. Let's check in on the poll. What's the damage? What is the damage here? 50% win rate is crazy. Is that bad? I'd say that's pretty bad, right? We have Millennium Actress, 19%. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, 17%. The Face of Another, 23%. Love Exposure, 41%. Guys, it's going to be Love Exposure next week. Carve out some time. Make a night out of it. Get some snacks. Make a pizza. Have a good one. We're all going to settle in and we're going to watch Love Exposure next week. Directed by, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Sion Sono. It is up to you to find where to watch this movie. It's not available on any major streaming services in the US at least, but I believe it's on Internet Archive. So check it out on Internet Archive. Hope you can find it. Love Exposure. We're watching it. An iconic Japanese comedy drama film by a very well-respected filmmaker, Sion Sono. So, let's do it. Weekly Boxed. Let me look it up. John sent it to me. The Weekly Boxed for this week is going to be Lil Ad Revenue. It's Lil Ad Revenue is the username. That is a crazy name, but I love it. I do love it. Let's transition. Weekly Box. If you're new here, every week we pull a random Letterboxd account from the Discord. You can join the Discord at the link in the description. Instructions on how to join the Weekly Boxed running are there. This week we picked Lil Ad Revenue. Username, or just name Reese. 18, horror addict, gay, with serialized linked. Link into a competitor's website is crazy. Very crazy account so far. The posters are all matching, aesthetically, consistent. We have Mulholland Drive, Rosemary's Baby, Nashville. This is an insane poster for Nashville. This is so forced. This is just not the poster Nashville's supposed to have for what kind of movie it is. And then Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. 2 Lynch films, 1 Altman, 1 Polanski. This is a disturbed individual, but I love it. You got Nosferatu 4.5 stars, Corpse Bride 3.5. When she started nuzzling Nicholas Holt's bulge through his trousers, all I could think was, all right, girl, me too. I feel like I'm reading things I'm not supposed to be reading to the rest of the community. Pretty interesting graph here. Pretty spread out across the board. Bit pickier with the 5 stars, it looks like. Deals out mostly 4s, but only by a little bit. 3 stars coming in a close second. Let's check out what the 5 stars are. Interesting. Mamma Mia amongst everything else. These are dark films. This is someone who either likes, or maybe it's just the posters that are throwing me off. These are very interesting 5-star films, though. Look Back. I'm Still Here, making the cut. What is this? Kill Bill? The Whole Bloody Affair, it looks like. Brokeback Mountain, Return of the King. This is interesting taste. This person lives on a mattress on the floor with stacks of books and cigarette smoke around them. That's kind of iconic. I'm not against that. If that is the case, mad respect to this person. They're a real student of film. Let's look at the 2025 rank. You liked Marty Supreme. That kind of tracks. Begonia next. Sinners. I don't know why Begonia kind of shocks me. That's a crazy weapons poster. I did not know this existed. Also, Life of Chuck. For someone who has the taste that you have, I'm really shocked that I haven't seen Life of Chuck, but I'm just like, I feel like I can't get a grasp on who you are. I guess you're pickier about your horror movies, from what I'm picking up here. Let's see. Let's look at your half-star movies. I'm more interested in that. Half-star. Plan B. Nothing crazy to see here. The Fortnite Kill Bill movie, of course. I mean, you go into the trenches, and I respect that. I can't come up with a better roast than Sol Maxwell's about this gives huge hasn't changed sheets in months vibes, but that's fine as long as you're watching good movies, which you are. Yeah, this is good. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, Lil Ad Revenue, for sending this in. I wonder what the inspiration is behind that username, but good Letterboxd account. Okay, I think we're going to wrap things up. I think it's time to wrap things up. Guys, thank you for tuning in to another broadcast. This has been a blast. This has been a fun one. Next week, Love Exposure. The first time that the movie that we will be watching is longer than the broadcast itself. 4 hours. Strap in. It'll be fun. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Join the Discord if you want to keep things going. And I got a new video. I won't have a new video out by the time we stream next week, actually. But we'll talk a little bit about final Oscar nominations next week, as that is going to be the day before they drop. So, or is it? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Okay. Blah, blah, blah.